want the project to be very decentralized, and there's natural tendency to form communities around founders, and I hope and wish the community to be formed around itself, and I wish myself to just be part of it. Thanks for everyone for coming, and just consider me one of the crowd.
Just rock.
Everyone know what to do.
Sending 5 casts to Cat Daddy.
Let's start.
Gone.
Done.
Yep.
Sending 5 Kaspa to Paulo in Brazil.
I'm waiting for that, man. Just confirm.
Ask for my thumbprint. There we go. Sent.
Okay. Let me send it to Nigeria.
I'm waiting.
It's done.
Nice.
Okay, received. So I'm sending to Romania. Okay. Done.
Wow.
Nice.
Really
Sending to one Malaysia. So confirm. Confirmed.
Nice. Safely arrived in Malaysia. Continue the journey to Australia. Sending to Luke. Confirm.
Received. There you go. All right. Sending from Australia back to Ireland. All right. Hit confirm.
done.
Brilliant.
There you go. Around the world.
I got my Kaspa back.
And
So
how much
does
Kaspa did you end up with after that?
9.9885.
There you go.
But that's because we did this a lot of
How many
practice times before the original one. Yeah, about 6 or something. Yeah. Yeah. So does that prove that Kaspa is the fastest proof of work in the world?
Yeah, fastest.
Yeah,
No,
it's really.
doubts.
Faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
All the way around the world before Bitcoin confirms
Nothing.
one transaction.
That's it.
Really?
Welcome to the Anonymous Maximalists Club. Who wants to begin?
I'm Steve. I opened the Kaspa white paper. Thought it'd take 5 minutes. I couldn't stop reading.
I said I'd never touch alts, ever, but Kaspa, it made sense. Now it's 10% of my portfolio.
I'm thinking of selling all my Bitcoin. Ooh. And going full Kaspa.
Thank you for your honesty. You are safe here. We will always support you.
But please come back to your senses. You are still maximalists. And this is not for social media.
So Wolfie's bar, what does it mean to me? It means everything. Wolfie's is, in essence, a representation of our son Wolf, hence the name. It's named after my son, and it captures the core values that we want to pursue with my son, which we believe in as a family, because it's a family-run business. So building a community, being authentic in every way, pursuing concepts like circular economics. So it is a representation of our family, and that's in essence what Wolfies is.
fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Get up, again, they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Good evening, welcome to Blockchain Banter, episode 66. What's going on, everyone? Chris, what's happening, man? How are you?
Really good, bro. Really, really good. We're just so close to 69. It's just so close now.
Bro, we're getting there. 3 more episodes to go. I think one more before the event in Berlin, and then we've got another one straight after we come back from Berlin, and then we're there, bro.
Have you guys never done a 66?
Well, I'm scared to ask who that is.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
We've got to save that for... Oh, we're past the watershed, actually. That's fine.
Be wary of somebody asking you if you've ever done a 66.
Especially when he's as big as Wolf.
Yeah. See this great big mountain coming at you, saying softly, 66? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. What a picture you painted, Mara. What's going on, Wolf? How are you?
Good. Normal Monday and Web3, dealing with all sorts.
Oh man, it's never ending, man. Honestly, it is never ending, but it's all these situations that shape us and make us go on to doing great things, to be honest. I think these things are like tit for tat, if that makes sense. Sometimes they happen somewhat in the same time. Sometimes it takes a little while to unfold, but the bad comes with the good and the good comes with the bad, as I see it.
Yeah, there's so for me, predominantly the biggest disappointment when I see projects acting that way is that it's not sound and good business values to approach. Like it's very simple. If you cannot villainize your customers or your stakeholders or attack them, it doesn't work like that in business at all. It's about building these relationships and fostering them. When I see things like this in Web3, it saddens me because it feels like there's a lot of projects out there that doesn't have the maturity for this to be businesses yet. And then also it puts a bad light on the whole thing every time you see these things happen.
Also, the other thing is with business, things can change on a dime. Like stuff that's viable becomes unviable extremely quickly with just a few changes to the environment. And it happens. Like me and Tom had a business selling, we called it Princess Pals. It was basically we made this story up and just send them out to kids, and because kids never really receive letters anymore, so they receive a letter from their princess pal and blah blah blah. Anyway, long story short, it was good. All the while Facebook marketing worked, and so basically we'd put £1 in and get about £1.50 back out. So it was good. It was good return, and Facebook marketing was working, and it's cushy. So that was a viable business. All the while that worked. As soon as the iOS updates happened with Facebook, and the marketing just got absolutely hammered, we were getting like 50p back, or probably even less for every £1 we were putting in. and that was it. That was the end of the business. It wasn't viable anymore, and you just have to deal with reality. I think the biggest thing in business, or one of the biggest things in business, is being malleable and being able to change with the times, because you have to, because nothing stays cushy forever.
Yes, and there's another aspect to it also, and my wife's very, very into this aspect of it, and that is that you shouldn't live or behave like something's already happened. Because a lot of times you see business owners act in a way where they think that they're already multimillionaires, and that everything is already established on its way. And the reality of it is it's never, and it always changes. It's so fluid every time. And just the examples you mentioned before. I mean, I have so many examples, but I remember one of the things I had to teach one of my GMs way back as we did this comedy shows, and we got this comedy shows in, and they did the comedy show, and then afterwards I told them, so how did you do? He said, oh, we did great. I said, well, we made £200 loss, and then I showed him the figures because he overspent so much in marketing, and he did these specials, which was in view. So yeah, people are weird. They don't always understand. You need to actually live in your means and know where your business, or what to run your business, before you start making decisions like they're not there.
Yeah, totally agree, man. And like you said, it's quite a common thing, actually. Just because you personally think something's good, or it's happening, or everything's going great, literally just look at the data. The metrics will tell you everything. Numbers don't lie, and that's it. At the end of the day, that's what you've got to go by.
Very true.
But yeah, I mean, stuff like this happens. Wolf, you've had it plenty of times, I'm sure, and
I have.
But the good thing is, Wolfie's Bar continues. You continue pushing Wolfie's, and you're taking it in a right direction, I think, anyway, because the UK is not in a great shape economically at the moment. So I think you're doing a smart thing.
Well, you can always come back. You need to remember that. So you need to be fluent in where you open up and expand. It needs to be viable. And it's a big part of business. A big part of business, what they always call location, the right time. You need to actually position yourself in this space.
Well, good news is we're all expanding to Berlin in a couple of weeks' time, and I cannot wait. We've got literally, well, for Rock the Kaspa anyway, we've got all the gear ready. Finally booked tickets, which, for anybody listening, if you 100% you're going to an event like months and months in advance, just get the fucking ticket there and then, because it's just cost us like so much more extra, but it's our own fault, is what it is. But I mean, the thing is, it doesn't even bother me. I literally cannot wait for this event. It's all that I've got on my mind at the moment.
We're sharing a bed, right?
It's been a long time coming, man. I tell you that, Chris. It's like being in the back end, watching it all getting built and put together, and just getting me excited that as the days go by. It's just, I can't believe it's almost here, man. We're less than 2 weeks away now.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. And Wolf, yes, I'm more than happy to 66 with you in a bed. I'm looking forward to it, in fact. But
I was thinking more about a 65, but sure.
Yeah, I don't even want to know. 68's a pretzel shape, like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, no. Genuinely, I was talking to Tom today about the event, because it's pretty much all we talk about at the moment, because it is exciting. It's good stuff. The lineup is just awesome. Like the speakers that the Kaspa Experience have got are just incredible. Really looking forward to that. But even like Levendi with you with the Web3 poker, that's going to be so cool. Now the art exhibitions that are going to be there as well, so cool. You've got the merch stores. Did I say merch store? Yeah. Yeah, you've got the Rock the Kaspa merch store there. It's just going to be, it's going to be incredible, man. And that's just the day event. Then we've got the after party, which is I just want to be there now. Ashton, you must be excited,
Oh,
man.
I didn't know there was merch stores there. Ashton, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, there's two merch stores. I didn't even know we had that many in Cass. It's crazy. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I fly out in 8 days, so my palms are like always sweaty now. You know, like this last week, I just can't get rid of it.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Bro,
vomiting, you're sweating
I was
already.
just saying that every time, bro. Every time you say that, that's exactly what comes to my head. Stop it. 8 Mile. We're here. Need to watch that again.
But I mean,
what's funny is I was talking about that this weekend, Levendi, with my wife. We were looking for it, and it came up on the list, and I was like, "Oh, that's such a good movie. We got to watch that soon." But we didn't. We watched something else. But yeah, we're in final stretches, man. We confirmed all the permits and everything are ready for the venue today. Actually, we got news from the venue today that everything's good to go. Putting the final touches on catering and food with Wolfie and his team. I've already got 2 giant boxes of merch at my house here in California that I've got to figure out how to get to Berlin. I think they're just going to go on the plane with me from Iron Frog Store, Downriver Designs. So yeah, man, I'm really excited. Booth provider has everything going. Chad and his team got all the signage good, so we're dotting I's and crossing T's at this point.
Oh man, so good. I genuinely can't wait. So we're flying out on the Friday morning. Levendi, I was going to say as well.
What time did you get?
I couldn't get the flight that you got because it was pushing it way too expensive. But
was it?
Yeah, like it really was pushing it up. But we're flying from Gatwick to the event, and I think it was 8 o'clock-ish flight.
Oh, you're flying out at that time? Oh, fair. Yeah, I'll probably be out flat by the time you get there.
Yeah, fair. I mean, we might just literally get an Uber straight to the event and just get setting up there. And
I think I had the chat with Ashton the other day. I think it's just pretty much going to be set up. Isn't that right, Ashton?
Yeah, like heavy physical stuff will all just be set up by the various teams, right? Booth provider is setting up all the different exhibition stands and applying graphics that are there and all that. There's still a good need for anyone who is working at the event to show up the day before and get your stuff square, right? When we think about like RTK, they've got a lot of like shelving and storage for merch and stuff. So there's plenty to do that day, but we don't have a lot of heavy lifting or sweating to do. We got some fine tuning and making sure that they're doing the job right.
We've literally got exclusive merch just for the event as well. So you'll only be able to get this merch if you're at the event. It won't be sold on the, or some of the stuff won't be sold on the merch store at all, online merch store. So if you're coming to the event, or if you're not coming to the event, that's probably the best reason to get a ticket to come, just to get some exclusive RTK merch store. None of the amazing speakers that are there, don't worry about them. You got Kaspa, I see you down there, bro. Can't wait to hear you speak. You got people like Elliot as well, Christian. There's loads. Even yourself, Ashton. Looking forward to hearing you speak. But yeah, forget all of that. Just come for the merch store because it's exclusive merch that you'll never get again.
And it's cool looking. I can't say that I don't want some, man. That design is sick.
Did you guys get those dumbbells that I wanted for the event?
No one could lift them, Wolf. But it's going to be awesome, man. And I'm because we're obviously going to be on the merch store working that, but I think the stage is fairly close to us, so I'm hoping I can catch all of the speakers that are there anyway. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, and you and Tom will both be there, right? So you can switch off and go listen to ones that you specifically. There's a little bit of separation there, just so that people can actually interact with the exhibitions and stuff. So you'll probably want to go grab a chair in that main stage area if you really want to focus in on the talk. But we've also confirmed that we've got full AV desk, a backup camera. So all of these speaker slots will be fully recorded. We'll have some nice editing afterwards we can use for marketing content. And we've promised all of these speakers that they get the raw footage of their talk as well. So they can then, work with their teams to edit and spruce it up and use it as well. So we'll all be able to hear all of them eventually.
Will anything be live streamed, Ashton?
No, I don't think so. I want to, maybe it's possible, but it's really, it's been a challenge to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, even if, anyone can live stream off their phone. So if there's somebody that wants to dedicate their phone and stand still.
Yeah, it's actually not, we could even just hook up a dedicated phone on a stand for that for the day. So the quality wouldn't be the same, but it's possible for sure.
Yeah, who
it's a good
knows?
idea.
Sorry, I won't be there.
Oh no, gutted. Do you not come in, Chad? Absolutely
You
gutted.
don't know. It's worse because I originally thought there's no way I'm going. I can't go. And then it was like, there could be an opportunity. There could be a window. I think I can go. So it's worse that I finally, a week ago, doctors are like, nope. So we're like, shake fist. So
You'll be there in spirit though, Chad.
Yeah, we'll be all over.
And
well represented, definitely good shout outs. And I actually took that roller coaster ride with you, Chad, because originally you're like, nah, there's no way I'll be there. And then you're like, maybe. And I was kind of hopeful too. But
and I was gonna be on the couch in your space, and or on the floor. I don't know where I was.
65 in with me and Wolf.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where's this show become? Did I tune in on the wrong show?
Yeah. It's really early for you as well, isn't it, Chad? I'm sorry.
No, it's 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
I got that completely wrong.
PM. Yeah, we're good. It's a day off for me. It's a Labor Day weekend, so we have today off. So yeah, we Canadians get all these holidays. I think people think we just holiday our life away.
There's nothing wrong with that, mate, at all.
Take a break. Take a break.
Yeah. 100%. Ashton, as well, is it true that Bitcoin the Frog is going to be a speaker at the event?
Why would you ask me that here? I have no idea, like 90% of what you're talking about. I think the answer is no, and it's supposed to be funny. Sorry for ruining your joke.
He's going to bring his own mic and
we've got to get someone in a frog costume now, just to be Bitcoin the Frog. The mascot.
Do they make frog costumes for people that's 6 foot and higher?
I'm sure someone does. We'll find it. Anyway, Kaspa, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, good. Hi, everyone.
Are you looking forward to the event? Because you are a speaker there as well, I'm looking forward to that. The last few talks that I've seen you give have been fantastic, so I'm looking forward to the Kaspa Experience one.
Is that the reason why Ashton put me to speak for 45 minutes?
They're 30 minute slots. Everyone's got the same amount of time.
Okay.
You'll notice the adjustment of that tweet. They got a little bit of backlash over the weekend.
No.
But yeah, I'm glad you're excited, because I would have been really worried if you just said no.
No. Yes, obviously it's always a pleasure, but I was wondering if 45 minutes are enough or not, or if I should take maybe more. I'm just joking. I'm trying to see what I'm going to put together in terms of the deck and what information. Hopefully we can have great news by then. I saw a comment saying if Castlex is launching at the event. If it does, it's just a coincidence. If it doesn't, it's also a coincidence. So I don't know yet, but looking for sure for the event. It's going to be an interesting one, and the good part, or let's say the nice part of this event, for me at least, is that we're going to meet with people that, or most of the people that know about Kaspa, and people that are, let's say, part of the community, and it's going to be very, very, very nice to meet everyone. Whereas at the start, standard events, or let's say conferences, you get a few guys here and there knowing about Kaspa, but this one is different because I assume everyone will talk Kaspa. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I mean, just the promotional content alone from like the video shots and things that people get from the event. I think the promotional shots will be incredible, to be honest with you, because this is the first, as far as I know anyway, the first solely Kaspa event, and it's a big one. It's a good, and it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Kaspa Economy live. I think somewhere someone said, actually, it might have even been Iziodev, might have said a post about transactions at live at an event. If we can like break a record for the most transactions at a live event, that would be amazing.
Literally, like the ultimate dream is basically what you just talked about, Chris. That's the whole idea of the buy a ticket, get some back in cash, use your wallet. We were finalizing scavenger hunt details with sponsors. And sorry for jumping on your time, Casper. But it's got to be. You got to just interact, right? We're not going to have a 5,000 person event that's going to look like Token 2049 and be, the Met Gala of conferences. It's not. It's going to be a group of us that are passionate, excited about Kaspa. I would say probably 75% of the people that we've seen get tickets are Caspians from the community. So our task at this event is to engage, showcase the products that we're using and the different tools and transactions so we can create that content and use it for months, years to come. I really personally believe that that's one of the biggest value adds of the event is just the content that comes from it. So it takes all of us to be engaged in that on site and actually make sure that those real life events happen so we can capture the content we need.
Yeah, I hope everybody there, like everyone at a booth, has got their phone out and they're snapping and they're posting on their channels, because really, like you said, Ashton, it's going to be all the footage and the videos and the interviews, and hopefully some AMAs are going to go on, and then afterwards all that stuff that's going to be online. It's massive. So even if it's a smaller event, the amount of content that's going to come out of this is going to be phenomenal. So I would just encourage everyone going to, make sure you're cognizant of that. I mean, have fun, be there, be present. But if you have an opportunity to do a quick video, post it online, those things are going to be shared all over the place. So that's all I'm going to be doing because I'm not going to be there. So, I'll just be sitting on my channel, just reposting all day long.
It is the perfect opportunity for that. So, and I think I think a lot of people will be engaging in a lot of photos and video opportunities because it makes sense, and it's going to be a really good event. I think as well to help with the transactions, because we want to get as many transactions done on this event. I don't know if there's something we can do to track that. I suppose I don't know how you track it at the actual event though. But anyway, if we could get something that, if we can really have a boost of transactions during the event, it'd be incredible. And a good way to do that is if you're messaging between each other, don't use Telegram, don't use WhatsApp, use Cassia messaging service, and we can all message each other. That's a transaction online. It's just all things like that. Just because I personally, selfishly, want this to really be. I don't know how to put it, but to show every other crypto community that tons of transactions happened live at an event like that. This is what it's all about. This is what we're in this space for. So yeah, it would just be awesome. It would be an awesome flex.
You know something?
But
It doesn't even feel like a transaction. Sorry, Casper, though. I tried Cassia earlier on. It doesn't even feel like there's a transaction going on, bro. Honestly, you just send a message. That's it. It feels legit like you're using WhatsApp. Like there's no way it looks like there's a transaction going on, which I think is key. Sorry, Casper, you was going to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, as we know who's going to accept payments in cash, right? The vendors, merch, food, and everything, right? We know who those people are, and I assume those people will use some, let's say, unique wallet addresses. during the event, right? So if we can gather all the wallet addresses that are to be used by the participants to pay their merch and food in cash, it's very easy to build a, let's say, a website that captures live what transactions are being done throughout the event for those specific wallet addresses, and create a chart on how they are being distributed and in a live manner. Maybe this would work, I don't know.
I think it will, Kasper, because we've been looking at how to distribute the CAS upon check-in. I think I mentioned this last week in BB, but I think the best way to do it is just simply loading fresh wallets and giving the seed phrase, right, to the participants as they're checking in, so they can load into their Castle wallet as they arrive. So as we distribute all of those and prepare them, we can simply create a CSV list of all the wallets that were funded for that purpose.
And how they are using it through the event, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That'll probably be after the fact, right? My assumption was we'd look back on chain at what that or maybe the app is just automatically doing it as those transactions happen.
But why would you do it after the fact? You can do it live if it happens live. You can just monitor those transactions and create a new entry whenever a new transaction is being sent or received by those wallets.
Yeah, 100%. You're right. I kind of realized that as halfway through what I said. It's just someone just needs to build it.
I can do it. If you give me the CSV, I can have it done.
Cool. I can do that.
Well, there we go. Get as many transactions pumping live at the event. It's going to be awesome.
Real quick on, I had my hand up a second ago because I had a different question. I almost forgot it. But with Cassia, it's a really good idea. I haven't played with it in a few days, but I saw somewhere about broadcast messages. Are those live and working? Can we just set up a group in Cassia or a broadcast for like everyone that's working at the event at least? So like all the different booths and stuff, any of that type of communications just in a group channel? Or is it not live yet?
Is he the man to ask that one?
Hello. So it's not live yet. I was about to propose a global beta testing tonight together with all the listeners and yourself, so you can check it out and see how it works. But we cannot commit on something on production. We don't want to rush it. It will probably be live, but we cannot commit on it.
Completely reasonable. I think that's exciting. Be happy to test. Thanks for the update.
And just so it's clear, this is a group messaging feature for Cassia, isn't it?
It's the first version of the group messaging. It's an encrypted for now. The end goal is to have the full privileged and private group. But as a first version, we thought it would be a good idea to at least release something, because we were pretty close to it. So yes, it will be testable. I just sent as a comment to the X-Space a website with a small onboarding video if you want to try it out. It's an environment that will be live only for a short duration, so make sure to withdraw all your funds or save the seed phrase before leaving the application. And yes, it's testable.
So cool, man. Levendi, can you? Oh, you might have already done it. Yeah,
Done, but slap that straight up there, man, because it's awesome. I had the privilege of testing it out for a few minutes with Itzia earlier on, and it's so smooth, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's live right now. Jump into the BB group chat and say hello.
So good. So everybody listening, if you want to go and test this, then obviously follow the video and treat it as it is. It's a test net and a beta, so test it, try break it, and hopefully this can be the very start of group messaging on Cassia, which I know a lot of people have been really wanting, so me included. And hopefully if it is good enough, we may, well, I don't want to put any pressure on anyone. We'll just see how it goes. But I mean, if it does go smoothly, Izio Dev, is this something that can be rolled out fairly quickly, like for example, before Berlin?
If it's live, it will be usable by anyone. So anyone can let's say you connect to a channel. So yourself, you connect to a channel, an existing. Sorry, there is no existing channel by default. You just connect to one, and let's say if it doesn't exist, you will initiate it. So if it's live, everyone could use it, and yourself could use a special one for the event. No problem.
Yeah, I mean that would be incredible. And just going off of Ashton's point there, everybody who's like there at the event as in a professional aspect, that would be awesome thing to have group channel between us all, so we know where we are and what we're doing. Awesome. There's also something I saw for Cassia as well. You guys posted about. I didn't read too much about it because you said it was Android, but I know Levendi would probably know about it. But you guys are wanting beta testers for the. Is it for the Play Store?
Yeah, it's for the Play Store. So the requirement from Google is that we need at least 15 testers. So we already have some, but some more isn't too much. So if anyone wants to join the adventure and participate into this, you can just message me or anyone involved in Cassia, and we will include you.
Yeah, we can certainly do better than that as a community. So yeah, if you have an Android and want to test this out, I mean, personally, I think that'd be a bit of a privilege being able to test out on to get it onto the Play Store. So if you are an Android user, unfortunately, just contact Iziodev and I'm sure he'll set you up being able to be a beta tester, and it would be what an awesome thing to happen. Is there any scope for Apple users, iOS users, to beta test in the future?
Of course. So basically, it's been a bit more than a month that we are ready on the technical side. All the problem came from the, let's say, the paperwork. So we found someone that could help us to obtain, because we needed a company. So someone from the community helped us to be registered on the app stores. So currently he's still doing paperwork with Apple, but this will come pretty soon, I think, at this stage.
So cool. I mean, it makes sense. Apple like to do things right, so that's probably why it's taken a little bit longer, but that's fine. But as soon as it does drop, I will certainly be a beta tester for that. It would be fantastic. I think the community should support things like protocols like Cassia. I think they're just so cool. Again, I don't know any other proof of work that could sort of do what Cassia can do. Is that a fair assumption, or is there a proof of work that could do this?
Not to my knowledge, at least. What we need is a fast sequencer. I think that's by the only one out here that I'm aware of, at least. And basically, if you try the group chat right now, you can see that that message comes live. You can try it with two browsers, maybe on different network, just to make sure we are not tricking you. But you can try, and you'll see that it's not fast. It's instant. Let's say instant.
And this is what I mean. Like, it's protocols like this that I genuinely think we should really be pushing out there to other networks, because they can't do this on a proof of work. And I think that's such a breakthrough. I remember when you were saying as well, Iziodev, about the fact that it really is like a censorship-resistant communication protocol. And the way the world's going at the moment is not, well, in my opinion, not great. with and there's a lot of censorship going on in various parts of the world. Like this, having communication is such a big thing, and I think it should. I think Cassia should be something that we really should, as a community, get behind and push out to other networks to show them how incredible Cassia is, but also how incredible Kaspa is. Like you said, it's a perfect sequencer for it.
It's perfect indeed, and I will even go a bit further. We had a few Chinese community members that came to us to say that they bypassed the Great Firewall, but that's no surprise, to be honest, because they were connected to their own node, and so the Great Firewall cannot do anything about it, basically, because you can just let's say if they manually censor you, you can just change the node you're connected to, and this way your message still will be inscribed on chain, on DAG, to be more precise. And yes, I think this is undervalued currently, and hopefully in the future it will be used for more than human-to-human communication, but also for some industrial needs, such as a logistic company. I think that's a great use case.
So just so I'm clear as well, and because other members of the audience might have a similar question, the Chinese community said that they actually managed to bypass the Chinese firewall to be able to still communicate on Cassia.
Yes, that's correct. So to them, usually they are used to use some VPN or tools to have a proxy to be able to connect to the internet, the Western internet mostly, and with Kaspa, so with Cassia, they were able to communicate cross borders without set up anything special.
See, and that is a massive deal, actually, isn't it? Because even the best sort of most censorship, centralized, I don't know, firewalls out there can't stop it, can't stop Cassia. So I think that is, again, that's huge. Communication is a big part of, well, if you get your communication censored, it's never a great thing. I think throughout history, anytime that's happened, it's never gone well. So I think that's part of being as free as we possibly can be, and I'm mega behind that. So I think, yeah, Cassia has done a fantastic job on that, and now we're potentially getting group chats, which is just next level, awesome.
Chris,
yes, we are very, very proud of it. It's actually it's another contributor that did it on its own. So he did it really alone. He delivered this feature. So that also showed the strengths of the open projects like Cassia, but also many other of them, is that someone can just come in the project and implement something new, propose an ID and do it. And yeah, so I wasn't involved in any parts of this feature, and I'm very grateful for it.
It's a fantastic feature to have as well. Levendi, was you about to say something? Or
yeah, no, I was going to ask you to come and say hi in the BB group chat, but I forgot you only got an iPhone. Sorry.
And plus, I can't multitask. I'm not a multitasker. Just leave me to do one thing, and I'll do it fairly well. So just leave me speaking at the moment, and I'll do it all right.
It's all right.
We'll get through.
Tom can lend you his good phone. It's all good. His Android is there for the rescue.
Didn't you have to upgrade your Android recently because the battery was horrendous?
Yeah, because that Android I had was probably made in the same year as a Nokia fucking 3310s. I can't believe it lasted for so long, not gonna lie. But I've got a much newer version of an Android. Thank you very much.
You and Tom can compare your little Androids when we're in Berlin. Me and Ashton, the big boys, can talk alone. But no, I mean, Has there been any questions for Izyodev or anyone on the panel?
Sorry, I completely did, bro. I got hit up so everywhere at the same time. I don't know what's going on. I completely missed what you said.
Has there been any questions for anyone on the panel? Or
Yeah, a few have come through. I was flicking through before all these notifications started going haywire in the back end. There's been a few coming through, but they've been answering. Goonboy was asking what's on the menu for to Wolf. I told him 66s apparently. I don't know if there's any burgers coming out, but that'll be a bonus. I heard.
Yeah, the menu's finished. I'll write it up and post it tomorrow so everybody's aware of what it is.
Awesome. Any of them currywursts, the famous currywursts? Are you bringing those over?
No, well, no, I don't think so. It's a bit difficult to get that across.
Fair enough. I mean, I know how strict it can be to get food over the border. I guess that'll be at the exclusive meetups at Wolfie's Bar, though.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I was just saying we'll get to have them at your bar when you do the meetups.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and it's going to be standard in all Wolfie's Bar across the world. So the cheese dogs, it's one of our core or signature dishes. So it's definitely. I think it could possibly be in the future like as something we're known for in the Web3 community. Because every time I have you guys there or I have anybody else there, you guys get super excited with our German sausage. So yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I like food. Yeah, I like barbecuing, man. I eat meat. That currywurst that I tried with all the extras in the cheese and bro, I cannot stop thinking about it. It's so nice. That's what I was like. I was saying, it's I can't wait to try again. I know there's been an overdue meetup that we needed to do, but definitely gonna get someone to come down.
Yeah, it's crazy because the first time I was introduced to that was in South Africa. My dad used to bring us cheese grillers from the German butchery, and it was quite unique there because it's usually just a normal frankfurter, but this guy just put cheese in the middle, and I don't know who started it, but now he seemed to be getting it across the world. And currywursts, I don't know if anybody has eaten currywursts. We're going to be in Berlin. It's the capital for that, by the way. Currywurst. So every 2 meters in Berlin, there's a stall that sells currywursts with bread. So you can get the originals there all the time. But the ones they don't have cheese in it. It's just the normal frankfurters. But yeah, they're quite good.
Bro, if ever you think that I'm missing, you know where I'm going to be at one of these currywurst stands all throughout this
They
trip.
cost nothing. They cost nothing. But yeah, just a couple of euros. So you have a good time.
Awesome. I'll gladly put on some weight over there on holiday and enjoy myself. Amazing. There was a question that came through from BitCat some time ago to Ashton. He's asking about the cat claim NFTs. Did they give the same rights as the standard ticket? What's going on there? He's asking. Oh, they're asking.
Yeah, they're exactly the same. They basically were part of a giveaway promotion that we ran with the Nacho Cats NFTs many months ago, and people hung on to them. So the level 2 cat claim NFTs gave people a free ticket. Still first come, first serve for the after party since there was a limited head count there, but they got access to the event for free. So yeah, same exact thing. You'll get the cast as you arrive. You just didn't have to buy a ticket, so you win.
I love that. You win. That's what it's about. Awesome. Levendi, any more questions?
No, I was just flicking through, but I've opened up the BB group chat on Cassia, and it's buzzing. There's so many more messages in here than before. Awesome. Awesome to see somebody put a screenshot of it in the chat here on the space saying, yeah, look, it's working. So I opened it up and I was smashed in my face with so many messages. Awesome to see.
Honestly, that comment about the Great Chinese Firewall is huge. I mean, it's like small when you say it once, you know, in the moment, but the impact of it is huge. I mean, it would be great if we could see more content of different types. You know, messaging is fantastic and a huge win all by itself, but I mean, getting rid of censorship around online content is a huge win. It's so cool to hear that.
Yeah, but the Chinese firewall is nothing. If they can get past the UK firewall, then that's
Nobody mentioned it on socials because they're listening.
Yeah, it's okay though, Chad, because I'm just AI. I'm a deep fake.
Nice,
I can't
nice.
prove any
They're
otherwise.
not following you. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to show up at your door and take you away.
No, it's all right actually, because Ant Middleton, he's running for Mayor of London in the UK. He's quite well liked, ex SAS and all of that jazz. And he started following me the other day because I said I'd help him get into or accept crypto donations for his campaign and things like that. So yeah, hopefully we can get Ant Middleton, London, future Mayor of London, to accept KAS. That would be brilliant.
I may have mentioned to him that you're into 65s, just so that you know.
That's probably why he followed me, Wolf.
I was thinking it's because he saw you on BBC. You're like you're doing big things now, man. You're helping politicians and going on BBC. We're not going to see you on BB shortly. You're going to grow out of it.
Honestly, it's the weirdest thing ever. I don't know how I get myself in these situations, but for some, I don't know, I'm a jammy git, as they say.
You're going to soon have a rider with, special requests before we get you on the show.
Yeah, I want my own dressing room.
Exactly.
Levendi, I want some steak before my my next
Kaspa
show.
green M&Ms, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be awesome. I wonder if that can actually happen. M&Ms normally do cool little things like that. I wonder if they do a Kaspa green one.
Well, we did get, hey, Ashton, did you get lamps yet? I guess they might be still coming.
No, I have.
Okay.
I haven't received it yet.
I think they've been shipping out this week. But just so you all know, there's, I don't know if you've seen online, Evanation has been building these 3D Kaspa LED lamps, and they're being produced and shipped out next week to a few, select few. I think Rock the Kaspa, you might get one. But anyways, look forward to that. And I think there's going to be a handful that are be at the event as well. So hopefully they can be, profiled and then, I don't know, maybe given away or something. But that, I say all this to say that was, I think, one of the first companies, the plastic company that made the filament. They named the plastic Kaspa Green.
Nice. I saw that on the
Yeah.
timeline, man. They responded to me, but I think I missed it. I didn't get back to them. I wanted to inquire about it if we can get that stuff over here too, to be honest, and which machines they're
Oh,
using.
for sure. Yeah, I guess you can contact them now. They want like massive orders before they do another batch, but it's I forget the name of the push PLA or something. But yeah, it'd be great. I think we were talking to somebody, Daniel, the triage, about trying to convince a car paint company to make a Kaspa Green.
That would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but going back to the lamps, I've seen them. They look amazing, and I'm like a merch, like a little Kaspa merch maniac. I love anything Kaspa. So yeah, I definitely want to get my hands on one of those cool Kaspa lamps. But so the filament, the color for it, did it not exist then before?
No, they. I mean, all the colors are made from hex codes and Pantones and these things. And so when I was working with Evanation on it, he was sending the actual codes for the Kaspa Green, and they couldn't match it, or they didn't have anything on file that would match it. They had a close one that was, I think it was one of their mints or something, but it just didn't. It was more blue. So basically, Evan sent the the true codes, and they had to go into the lab and play around with chemicals and colors, and they came up with the Kaspa green. And so the lamps. Now, one thing is when the lamps are turned off, the green is like true on Kaspa green. When the lamp goes on, it's a slightly different color. But we were talking this past week about messing around with some other colors and maybe some different lights to just to get it all matching up. But yeah, they it's a custom color. There's first one in the world to create a Kaspa green.
That's so cool. Well, because like you said, anyone who wants to order that colour now has to order Kaspa green.
You bet. Yep.
Brilliant bit of marketing there. And yeah, if Triage can get a car company to get a Kaspa green car colour, Jesus Christ, there's going to be so many Kaspa coloured cars going around with their personalised number plates. Oh, Mr. Cass, that would be awesome.
Mate, that Triage is a fucking awesome driver, man. I've seen some of his videos. The way he drives cars, Jesus, man, that is some skill.
He used to be a rally driver.
Oh shit, no way.
Yeah, he was legit. So yeah, he's doing some drifting in his
bro, it looks so
Porsche
cool.
or something.
Yeah, bro, it looks so cool. It just brought me back to when I used to watch that kind of stuff when I was a teenager.
He's a maniac. He it was him and somebody else that and we were part of it as well a little bit, but that launched the K-Force stuff. So like, you know, buying $5 of Kaspa on Sundays, and there's about 11 or 12 other kind of community challenges, but Triage was the guy that pushed it and is leading that charge with a few others. But great guy.
I don't think I've ever seen Triage buy just $5 on a Sunday.
No.
It's always more.
Yeah, he makes sure we all know that. So I've been bugging him to get to the event. So I hope you guys get to see him.
Oh, bro, he could drive there. He'd probably get there in about 10 minutes.
I don't know, Portugal. Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, he is like, I've saw his drifting videos. It's like incredible, and he's just so like nonchalant about it. He might as well just be smoking a fag and sleeping in the back. Yeah. It's just unreal. Oh, I've got to remember we've got an American.
Yeah, I was about to say for those.
Right. Fag in UK means a cigarette. Just so we're 100% clear.
We're not all uncultured.
Jeez.
So, anyways, Kaspa.
You only had to tell me once. I remember now.
It was for any other Americans or Canadians that are in the audience. They may not know. You remember the first time you heard it, Ashton? You were scared.
Yes, I will never forget that moment in my life. It wasn't even just that word. It was the whole story.
Yeah, the whole sentence was quite
exactly.
Yeah.
This is a family show, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We won't go there. We're just cultural idioms are hilarious. I love them. Anyway, I don't even know where we're at on the show now. Levendi, what are we doing?
I know. I've just been flicking through the notifications, and there's been a lot of love coming through about everything. Kaspa, though, I wanted to pass the mic on over to you, bro. See how things are going with all the tools that you've built. Any donations have come through from the community as a thank you to what you've done, and if you're planning on bringing back that timer that everybody loved to check.
Sure. I wouldn't put a timer back. The reason is because, as I said in some tweets, Castlex can deploy and shift to mainnet even today. Currently, we are shifting to another infrastructure, so there are some, let's say, areas of the Explorer and backend that are not let's say, showing the data properly, but that is because of the, as I was saying, the changes of the servers. Coming back to the timer, I wouldn't put the timer back because as we saw for the last one, things can change. I'm more than happy to say that these are changing only for a few days. A few days obviously can mean 1-2 days, or it can mean 10-12 days, but definitely we are not talking about months or weeks of, let's say, delay. I got mixed feelings from the community. Some were eagerly waiting for it. I some weren't. Some are saying Casplex is shit, which is totally fine. Some are saying Casplex is top, which is also totally fine. At the end of the day, you cannot please everyone. So, and imagine a world where you have only one L2 on top of a L1, right? So it's like you only had Arbitrum on top of Ethereum, and that was that. So the more the merrier, in my opinion. So it's what I'm trying to say with this is like it's okay to hate someone, or let's say to not like a solution, not to hate. We are refraining ourselves from providing dates. Some developers, I would say all developers that are in touch with us, got a tentative, and I again highlight the word tentative due date for going live. This means that it can happen very fast, or it can take additional few days. So I wouldn't put a timer on that on this one for the time being. Lessons learned for me at least. But yeah, that's that with Casplex. In terms of the progress, I had a discussion with Chris. So the RPC has been open sourced. Obviously, you need some nodes, your own nodes to connect to, if you want to. So the next obvious step is to run your own nodes. So the discussion with Chris is that the nodes are to be provided in a Docker image, and they are ready to be provided as such. It's only about timing of when those are to be released. In the meantime, not related to Casplex, the bridge is working just fine. So it's more, let's say, around infrastructure, scalability, disaster recovery, with the key message here that the nodes are to be released as well. So the community can run their full nodes or partial nodes, partial meaning only RPC or RPC plus lightweight node or full node, right? Because these are the three options that Casplex will is offering, in fact. So whoever needs the nodes, depending on their, let's say, capacity of storage and computation power, they can use any of these nodes, which again are ready. I totally apps and donations. Yeah. So you know, when I started my journey with Kaspa, you remember you guys were the ones that were promoting me and saying, "Hey, Cas Live, this is such a nice tool. It brings you statistics and other functionality. So if everyone wants to donate, feel free to." The donations are very low to almost none. That is fine, I guess, because at the end of the day, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, in a decentralized world where everyone is building, everyone can build whatever they want, and the users, the end user, are expecting those applications to be offered out of the box for free, right? Or let's say with minimum fees. So yeah, I think I will stop with whatever I've built and I've, let's say, developed. Because there are too many, not because of the donations, but there are too many, and I don't have the time to, let's say, manage them all. For example, Cas Coffee, right? Where I had that issue when I launched Cas Coffee, I think there were like 160 profiles created. And when directors had that container reboot issue, and I lost the entire database, I got so frustrated that I wanted, to be honest, to delete it, right? Because I was like, I cannot lose the data in that way. But this is what happens when you don't know what you are doing, right? And I don't know all the time what I'm doing. This is what I'm saying. So I got frustrated and had to spend like 2 days on that. Chad knows because I was in DMs with him. I obviously felt bad for everyone that lost their profile because they spent time in creating it, right? And share it with the community. So that was a big hit for me. But the good part from that is that, for example, Izio Dev, never talked with him before. Just discovered him a few weeks back. He's a absolute legend. He offered to help me to optimize the costs and enhance a bit the application. Of course, obviously free of charge. He's one of the few, I would say, the only one that reach out to try to help. So not the few, the only one. And hopefully we can lower the costs there. Initially, I estimated like a $25 per month cost, but now it's like almost $60 or $70 because of the database. And that is not for the Cas Coffee, that is for the Cas Clean, right? The one that is going to allow you to revoke your access to different contract addresses once Casplex or IGRA layer 2 are on mainnet. So basically, no, to answer shortly, and see, Ashton, I think I can speak for 30 minutes at the event. To answer shortly, on short, yeah, there is no, let's say, there are little to no donations, but again, that's fine because it's like the price action is not helping too much also, and people don't feel like sparing any cash. It's like in anyone's benefit. And to be honest, I had like, I believe 130 cash received as donation, and there was a donation request from someone from a soccer club, if I remember, football club, right? Third division or something. He was raising 2,000 cash for those guys to promote cash. So I sent those 130 to him because I know how hard it is to raise any money. So donations or money. But again, that's good in a way, bad in another way. Good part is that I found people that are very, very helpful and very involved, offering others help. And yeah, that's that, in a nutshell.
I think firstly, I want to say I think Cas Coffee is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. But this is I say part of it. It is a bit of a problem. There are hard costs that go with that as well for anyone who's developed it. And it's time and it's actual costs as well for obviously hosting it and things like that. And I don't know. For me, I think when you've got something like Kaspa, I think this may be the downside to anything that is considered hard money like Bitcoin or Kaspa. It seems like nobody really wants to let go of it. So when you're trying to raise for donations, especially like you said with price action as it is right now, it's not great, but people are expecting a lot higher. So it's like, oh well, I'll donate when maybe things get a bit better. I think that may be part of the attitude towards it as well. But again, that's sort of a double-edged sword for something that is hard money. You don't want to spend it because you know that there's a strong possibility it's going to go up in value. But it would be good to see a way like a community spirit come together. Like I was thinking, even for your Kaspa Revoke page that you're doing or your tool, that's going to be really valuable to a lot of people because there are going to be glitches and I don't know scams and things like that happen when smart contracts are on Kaspa. It goes with the territory. We all know that. So a Revoke application or a Revoke tool is going to be really, really useful for everyone. Is there any way that you could just take a small fee, like it doesn't have to even to be a big fee, but just a small fee from that people won't actually mind paying because the service is there and it's useful, but that also helps you maintain your OPEX?
No, my, let's say, the way of thinking and doing things, if I would take any fees, which I'm against to, it's contradicting with my own beliefs, right? So what I'm saying usually, and all of the time, not usually, I'm saying all the services provided, be it Cas Bake, Cas Clean, Cas Coffee, or whatever. I forgot the entire stack. I like to give them for free, and the reason is that $1, $2, $10, it's like it's not going to make me richer or poorer, right? Doesn't really matter. But when they sum up a bit, you are reaching like $100, $200, $300 per month, which starts to count. But I wouldn't ever, let's say, impose any fees. And moreover, imagine that the Revoke application at the end of the day is a copy paste, if you want to say so, from the Revoke cache on the Ethereum. It's open source, and the very, let's say, the elephant in the room, open source, right? So even if that is open source, so everyone can just copy and paste it or implement it in their existing application. For example, and I'm not saying anything bad about anyone, right? But any existing application out there can just copy and offer the functionality once you connect your wallet to revoke any applications, right? Any access, sorry. So obviously, it's free of charge. So having it done and open sourced and free for everyone to review, this means that everyone can offer the same services. Why would I impose or ask for fees for something that can be redone by even, let's say, the basic vibe coder or dev out there? So if I'm open source and if I'm saying everything is free, then I work towards those principles, right? It's open free. Again, $1 to $10 not going to make me rich or poor. The idea is that to contribute to the community. And for example, if we take Cassie up, right, that is way, way, way more important than to what I've, let's say, played with, right? So the benefits of Cassia and the benefits of K, which is the let's say the X version on Kaspa, right? Those are way more important. And imagine having these guys that are working days and nights saying, "Hey, you need to pay me $10 to access the application." Okay, yeah, that would help them with their costs, but at the end of the day, that will deter the users to use it, right? Even if it goes mainstream, it doesn't make sense to get anything from anyone. And this is the pure, let's say, joy of actually building on top of Kaspa, knowing that your product, because this is at the end of the day, this is the satisfaction that you get. Your product is being used by people. And when I saw, again, 150, 160 profiles on Cas Coffee, I got really excited. I was like, right, nice. So my work wasn't for nothing, right? Even if monetary wise doesn't make sense, the satisfaction that I got was way higher than getting $100 from someone, right? So putting the fees for these basic services, even if they are, let's say, useful or let's say can be used by anyone, doesn't make any sense. The satisfaction to get from the community is bigger than the money.
I love that, man. I think that is you. Anyone in the space should know you're obviously a very good person anyway, and I do. I think that's it's a good way of looking at it, I suppose. So you're not sort of forcing a transaction or a fee, but a donation from someone or a contribution from someone is their own choice. So it's sort of I suppose is it fair to say you're sort of trying to get a trusting sort of society going or community within Kaspa where people appreciate something that's been done, so it's their choice to contribute.
Yeah, and no one is forced to do anything, man. So if they don't want to, that doesn't mean that they are bad persons for not doing it, right? Of course, that this let's say the lack of this and let's say and I think the developers here know better the time that you're spending, even for the shittiest vibe coding, takes time, right? Time that no one is giving you back. So it doesn't matter if you are getting $1,000. At the end of the day, you are not getting your time back. So I'm not sure if I'm trying to get, let's say, the feedback from the community that, or to get some advantage saying like I'm trusted. I always said in other spaces with you guys that you shouldn't trust anyone besides you, right? So not even me or you, Chris, or anyone else. Obviously, I'm not saying bad things about you, right? But you should trust only yourself. So I'm not trying to get any advantage from saying, look, I've developed these shitty applications or good applications, and because of this, you should trust me blinded, right? That's not the case. What I'm trying to do, or what I always did for the last 3 years almost, is to promote Kaspa and bring somehow a bit of utility on top of it, right? Be it the layer 2, let's say, applications or the donations page or whatever that is, right? So to cut it short, I'm not following anything. I just want to contribute in the way I can with the frustrations that are, let's say, will always appear irrespective of what you are doing. Even at your day job, you have frustration, but at the end of the day, that job is paying your bills. So I'm just contributing and trying to see where this goes. And this can be done by almost everyone, right? It's not like you got a head start or something. No, man. Cast Life got me like 9 months of work. It was very difficult. If it wasn't for a few Kaspa OGs, I would have been long gone from trying to build something.
Kaspa, let me ask you a question, bro. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Is this a serious question or like?
No, proper serious. Like with Kaspa, the way that you're building stuff and all the tools that are coming out, how things are developing. Where do you see yourself being in 5 years' time?
Sounds like a job interview.
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I was asking if this is just a serious one. Man, nowhere, let's say, higher or lower than I am today, right? So I'm not targeting anything. I'm not targeting being the best buddy of someone from the community or getting in someone's grace, right? For me, Kaspa is a long-term hold, right? If I've managed to hold it for the last 871 days, as I tweeted the other day, but someone said you should delete your timestamps and amounts, and that person was correct. If I've managed to hold it for almost 3 years, I have no issue in holding it for another 5 years. So for me, and we are only evolving, right? And Kaspa, imagine the ZK, the Deck Knight, and the VProgs and everything that Mr. Jonathan and Mr. Sutton are doing, and with the other developers, with Kodoro stuff and Fresher and everyone else. Kaspa for me is like, as I believe, tweeting today, something to look forward to, right? So I don't believe Kaspa is going to disappear. I don't believe Kaspa is going to become stagnant. So if I'm healthy enough and if I have the time, then obviously I'll be doing the same thing that I'm doing today. I don't have a target. I'm not targeting. I'm not following anything.
Cool, awesome. Now let me explain why my thought process behind asking that question. I was not trying to focus on the coin itself. I was just focusing on what's been built because I like seeing true innovations, right? And you've brought some amazing tools. The reason why I asked you is because I was trying to gauge if you would at some point maybe come up with a tool that could replace, I don't know, a day job. That could get you going fully embedded within the ecosystem. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the thought process that I was thinking behind that question.
Let me be blunt and transparent, of course, but this goes without saying, right? Obviously, I represent, for my day job, I represent Casplex as a whole, right? So it's not like I don't have anything to, let's say, to cover the expenses with. Obviously, if I couldn't cover the expenses, I wouldn't build those, right? Because at the end of the day, yeah, even if, let's say, I can cover them from whatever I'm getting, it's still an expense that I have, right? So coming back to your question, if and you keep saying amazing tools, no man, those are not. Let's be serious. Those are not amazing tools. Those are amazing. Those tools are like, let's say, helping spreading the word. For example, the Kaspa.com website, right? That shows the blocks transactions versus other chains, other networks, right? I see people like big accounts tweeting about it, like just getting a snapshot of that and showcasing the Kaspa speed. So I'm not building great tools. I'm building, let's say, awareness tools, if you want, or let's say tools that can help newbie navigate to the Kaspa ecosystem. For example, via the Kasbay, or the tools that can keep them a bit secure, like Clean, right? So again, to come back to your question, if I see building something that can take my full day job, and let's say worth it from let's say monetary point of view, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, so I have no clue. But seeing the progress and let's say of the AI and getting all these nice guys together and trying to help, I'm sure that the opportunities will come. So I cannot envision today an application or let's say a process or some utility that can say, yeah, this is going to worth your time, right? And don't forget, we have a bear market, lots of bear markets. Throughout the bear markets, no one is willing to do anything in terms of using the network, paying for services, fees, so on and so forth. And there was a tweet a few days back from Johnny. He said, and he showed the amount of fees generated on different layer twos, right? And they were like $10,000, $20,000, big layer twos. So, and that is like supposedly in a bull market. I don't know. I'm not a technical analyst. I don't know if you are in a bull market or a bear market now. But when you have a bear market, no one is going to use anything. So you can invent the teleportation itself, and no one will give a fuck about it once the bear comes. We all know this, right? So that's that. I don't know, Levendi. Well, I think, again, if we are all healthy and let's say if we will have the same group that we have today, I guess we can have this question, let's say this conversation in 5 years and see how that went.
I'm fucking looking forward to it, brother. Honestly, as you say, as long as we're healthy, then that's the main thing that counts. Thank you for that answer, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you also. I spoke a lot again, so okay. On to the next one.
No, honestly, I always appreciate you speaking. I could listen to you for hours, to be honest with you. And it saves me a job. I don't have to do anything. Then I can just sit here and listen to you talk. But I was going to say, can someone give me, anyone, if they know, what are VProgs? Like, I've not had enough time to research them, but from the little bit I've known about them, and I need this really simplistic, so if you can break it down for me really simply, are VProgs like basically smart contracts on the base layer?
You used them with 66s? The ones from...
I would love to answer this, but it's not on my area of expertise. I have a full notepad with links that I need to dive into. And when Microsoft released that, I think it was the research group, right? And when he released the update and everything, I read that like 3 times. I said, okay, I'm failing to understand. And then obviously I asked the AI, can you do a summary on, let's say, explaining like I'm 5 years old? It did, but I still didn't understand, right? So, so I guess I need more time and more knowledge to be able to explain what those are, the benefits, so on and so forth. But I bet there are other people in this space that can explain them from A to Z, or at least give it a try. So sorry.
No, that's fair enough. Like I said, if you can't understand it from an AI's written for a 5-year-old, then I am screwed.
No, Chris, no. Sorry to cut you off. So you keep saying this every space. I listen to you, and you are saying like, man, I'm a bricklayer, and I don't know much about it. To be honest, you had so many topics and let's say points of view and reviews of something that were understood so well by you, and I was unable to explain or understand of your let's say detailing, right? So don't take yourself to, let's say, I don't know what's the expression, but you get the idea to low on your capabilities of understanding and technical understanding. You are doing an amazing job. So stop with this. If I don't understand, you wouldn't understand. No, man, you understand things more than others, and some things more than others that supposedly should know them.
Well, I appreciate that, and I definitely think I'm the smartest bricklayer in the world. So I do try my hardest to understand, but it's only because I genuinely I've fallen in love with Kaspa because of, like, for me personally, it's pure freedom, and I love that. So I don't know, it just makes me want to learn more. But I appreciate it, and I do try to learn as much as possible. And I am too hard on myself sometimes, I suppose. But yeah, it's what it is. I was gonna, like, Izzy Devil or Nacho or Ashton, sorry. Do any of you understand VProgs at all? Like even a little bit, just so Like, and also, is this something that's completely new to the crypto space? Like, are VPROGs something that's not even been attempted before?
I didn't spend enough time to research it, and I think we have a quarter of stuff that's listening, so I don't want to say anything stupid here. But when they release the yellow paper, maybe we will see it a bit clearer.
I think I got to second what Izio said. I read it a handful of times and then have gone back to the research page and read the comments that have come back to that post. I feel like I have a really loose understanding that belongs only in my head and not shared with anyone until it's confirmed.
That's fair enough. We'll wait for this.
Have you seen the formula session from Mr. Jonathan and the rest in the comments? There are some formulas, and he was asking why is this like that, and I was unable to read the formulas. So imagine
Yeah,
the details.
Exactly. That's the problem. It's like if you don't even understand what one of the mathematical characters means inside the formula, there's no chance you're going to know what the formula means.
Yeah.
That's where I was at. I looked at these and I'm like, it's not addition. So I think there's something I'm missing.
Yeah. So apparently, Chris, we are all rookies here today.
Woohoo! I mean, it's quite cool to like just to see that something like VPROGs are just so, it seem to be so groundbreaking that nobody actually understands what the fuck they are yet. I mean, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I suppose we'll just wait and see and get more confirmation from the mega minds that are building them out, or at least researching.
And only for those research paper and the information and the formulas, I would keep Kaspa to 0 just to read more and more of what the core devs are doing, right? I wouldn't care about the price action, just because, man, the way they put things, and like we are all here standing and asking ourselves what did the author wanted to say with this. It's like worth the money and the time, definitely.
It is. It's next level stuff, man. These guys are just insane what they can do. But yeah, it's exciting stuff. I mean, Chad, I'm screwed for blockchain banter for Rock the Kaspa episode because I was hoping to touch on VPROGs, but I'll just have to say nobody knows. Ask Michael.
Yeah, we're all normies, and I don't even know how to explain it. So we'll see. You guys should try, and we'll try and animate it and see what happens.
I'll try explaining it in the best way I can.
For the noobs and normie sequence. Yeah.
There's probably like one thing you can say, Chris, in there, because it seems like the end goal, like how it works, we can't talk about and I have no idea, but it seems like the end goal is that these are like siloed parts of networks that one transaction can interact with in both. You know, it's like when I first read it, I thought like, okay, so I can do a transaction on ETH and it interacts with smart contracts on Arbitrum and Base at the same time and does something cool. That's what it felt like to me, but it's probably wrong.
I also read that on ChatGPT now, so I agree.
Imagine the Bitcoin Max is listening to this space and they're like, what the fuck? These guys have no idea what they are doing there. But we know more than they do.
I mean, the feeling is mutual. I was about to say,
Yeah.
Kaspa, I ain't got fucking most of them anyway. I mean, I'm not one to speak about knowledge. God, I'm not that technically gifted or minded, but Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, man. There's some of the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to just write down exactly what Ashton just said about silos and things. It's so I'm just, again, this isn't anything that's official, and everyone obviously is a bit up in the air about it. But the end goal is to be able to transact with multiple different networks at the same time in one transaction.
It
Okay,
felt
so
almost
maybe
like they're not separate. Sorry, Izio.
no problem. Go.
I was just gonna say it felt almost like when we read it that they're not separate networks. They're separate subsections or stacks within the same network. It seems like it all was surrounding like atomic composability across different stacks in the same network or something. He probably knows more. What do you have to say? Have saved me.
So to me, the way I understood it is that you will have on the base layer a verifier that will support a proof scheme. So what will it allow is that you would be able to prove that your current state, let's say you're a Casplex, you would be able to prove that your current state is the proper one, and you would be able to operate on the state, because the base layer would be able to verify that you are up to date with it. So if I understood well, it would help the interoperability, let's say, between L2s, and basically be able to I can go to a stash that another network put something in. I can take it, say that I have the last known state, I can operate on it, and seal it again.
Well, yeah, that's something to think about. So, sorry, I'm just trying to digest it all. Like, it sounds incredible. So it's not going to be something. It's not technically going to be smart contracts on the base layer by the sound of it. It's going to help L2s, but L2s not just on Kaspa, but outside of Kaspa as well. To oh my god, my brain to to transact all in one go, so you're not having to go. Oh, my brain's hurting. Sorry.
Imagine Mr. Jonathan listening to this. I think he's having a glass of wine and
He would love it. A coder of stuff's probably like literally laughing his head off. But this is what's cool. This is all about. This is about the journey. It's all about learning. I genuinely love this because it's breaking it down to the most simplest form to try and work out what this actually is. I'm just proud to be part of a community that is, like I said, so groundbreaking that we're all just trying to work out what the fuck VProgs are. Well, I mean, that's pretty cool, man. But yeah, I mean, it's way beyond my pay grade and my expertise at the moment. But I'm going to look into it more. I think it sounds cool.
why did you feel the need to ask this question? You should have skipped it and play like, cool, we don't know what these are, we shouldn't discuss too much about it. We should have skipped this question because for the last 10 minutes we are all running in circles trying to understand what they are doing.
And the only people that know sort of what's going on is Izio, Dev, and Ashton, by the sounds of it. We should just let them talk. But no, it's cool. I think it's exciting. And I'll try and learn as much as I can for tomorrow because I'm filming Rock the Kaspa tomorrow. So hopefully I can give the community some sort of sense of what VProgs are.
You know, speaking of Kodera stuff, he sent a couple of messages. First one says, feel free to ask in the forums directly about VProgs, even if just about characters in some formula, what they mean. And also to elaborate, he goes, if the presentation of the information is too arcane or complex, then asking even the simplest or of clarifying questions improves everyone's experience. It's a great little sentence there.
I feel obligated to chime in because sorry, I was trying to eat my lunch. This community is amazing, and Coder stuff is like such a prime example of that. Like, I am a person who needed to hear that from him. I went on there, I created an account, and I typed up my message, and then I deleted it because I'm like, I'm gonna look stupid. This is a remedial question, and it doesn't belong in Kaspa's research forum. And I mean, it's awesome. Thanks for saying that, man.
It's so true as well. The amount of times I feel like I'm being stupid for asking questions that, like, obviously I have no idea about at the time. But I suppose nobody knows anything until they're taught it, and
I never feel that way.
yeah, yeah, I bet. But it is true. Like, you don't know anything, and I should, like, anyone who's asking questions, I assume is just trying to improve, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I totally get what you mean. Like, when you're going into a situation where you've got these mega minds, Michael Sutton, coder of stuff, like, yeah, so many others as well, that you feel, I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to waste their time. They're trying to, like, explain something to people that, well, from my experience, like, or from me, for example, I've had no coding background at all, and you're trying to explain it in the most simplest form. But but you are right, Ashton. This is what makes the community so incredible, is that I am a bricklayer with no coding experience previously, but I do know so much about Kaspa now, and like it's incredible. And but that's solely because of the community, because they've actually helped me learn so much about Kaspa, and I love that. I think that's fantastic, and I think that's actually like, again, if I can learn about it, anyone can. Anyone should be able to pick this up if you've got enough drive to learn about it. So yeah, I think that's awesome from Coder of Stuff as well, to say that you can approach these mega minds and find out more about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to say that was an awesome conversation. I can't help but think back to a story unrelated to the conversation, but there was a story I was listening. I was reading during the week, which correlated with breaking what Izio said earlier about breaking the Chinese firewall, right? With your nodes, Izio, man, that shit right there, sorry for swearing, but it excites me. Like, when I get excited about something, I just say the first thing that comes to my head. That is really, like, totally uncensorable, if it's a word. There's nothing that can stop anything like that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea.
So there are a few things that can be done, but can also be mitigated. So the first one is the Kaspa network. So this is where we build our protocol on. So this is the first network to analyze, and from there, if you tear down to networking stuff, there's a few things that could be shut down, but again, it can be mitigated by having a custom Kaspa network. Let's say you know in advance the node you want to connect to, and since a node can connect to multiple ones, basically you can always pop a new one that will be connected with the others cross borders. So this thing is basically the same reasoning that we should have with Kaspa. Like for now, anyone in the world can send a transaction to someone, and nothing can stop them. So a few things to mention. And then we have Kasia. So Kasia basically just is a website, but it's open source, and we encourage everyone to run its own application. So what they could do is block the website, but anyone can run its own, so it doesn't matter. And the last one is the last piece. It's the indexer, but first of all, it's totally optional to run it, and it's only used to have historical access to your message. So it basically is an external network observer that just scan the network for transactions that are related to Kasia protocol, and if it's related, it stores it. So this one can be shut down too, but again, it's open source. Anyone can run its own. So again, there's let's say nothing more to adjust to be more resistant, let's say.
that's incredible, man. That is absolutely. I understand it a little bit more. I'm going to hit you up more in the back end just to wrap my head around things, because I was chatting to Crumpet Media devs earlier, and they were saying something similar to me, which I didn't really understand what is going on there. But I'm going to get to meet them face to face in Berlin. Chris, we're meeting the devs in Berlin. I don't know if you knew that information yet, but we're meeting them face to face in Berlin, and I'm going to dive into things. But it excites me because that's a similar path, if not what they've been working on for the last few months. But yeah, we'll find out face to face when we see it all.
Well, that is the key for like true permissionless communication as well. It's like it all sort of wraps up into one. So like being able to communicate directly with people peer to peer is massive. You should never have to lose touch with communicating with people around the world. And then also news is a part of that as well. You don't want people to not see what's going on in the world, news events and what's being created and people's perspectives of things. I genuinely, I think that's so important. And I think that's something that, well, you look at the weaponization of media, for example, and it's happened throughout history. It's not just like happening now. Throughout history, the weaponization of media and what gets fed to people is such a serious thing. Like it genuinely is, and it can really, it can pit people against people that maybe you don't need to, that shouldn't be pitted against each other. And I think it has such a big influence in that way. But the problem is that's the only media source you really get. It's the only news you get. It's the only and I just don't. And normally it's whoever's paying for it, whoever pays to, like, we want this agenda to be pushed. That's what's getting pushed out there. And like there's a lot of left right narratives and things like that. And it is normally somewhere in the middle. And I think most normal people, and I'll consider us here fairly normal, actually have more in common than we don't, even though we might not agree with everything, but that's fine. That's what makes the world go round. But I don't think a lot of us certainly need to hate each other. And I think sometimes media can actually really gear that up, and people that shouldn't hate each other start hating each other, and I don't think that's healthy. So again, permissionless and censorship resistant news is a big thing for me. I want people to share their news and their perspective, and this is what does excite me about Crumpet Media, is that then becomes a consensus. Like you write what you think is your truth is, and if other people agree with it, it will get pushed to the front. And that is as simple as that. It's not going to be like, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be the most perfect solution, but for me, I think it's a better solution than what we've got now with legacy media. And I think I think centralized media does more harm than it does good. I really do believe that. So yeah, it's cool to see this.
The other aspect that's missing, and I know it's being developed in some applications, even Kay, I believe, has been talking about it, but another project that I've helped out called Telestai, creating decentralized social media, as well as getting content creators properly compensated, and or even allowing media to have access to your IP, to your, to your chats and those kind of things. But instead of them just taking it and monetizing it themselves and making billions, they can pay me for that. And that's something that this other project's working on. I think definitely in Kaspa, they can be working on is allowing people to control, own, have sovereignty over their intellectual property, including the content they create. So whether that's media or writing articles or designing, graphics, is all the things that we give Facebook and Twitter X for free. They make billions off it because they sell the IP, they sell the things that we're doing, they sell our habits, and advertisers, and that just makes them coin. So I think the next stage in media, in the decentralized world, and for Kaspa and for other projects, is this ability to have sovereignty over your intellectual property. And that goes from just them being able to have access to your transactions. Like when you go to a store and they say, "What's your postal code?" I'm saying, "None of your business." Like, or give me $5 off my transaction, I'll give it to you, because they're making money off that. So, anyways, I just think there's a movement happening, and I'm excited about how Kaspa can play in that, and especially those that are creating content. So myself as a content creator, whether it's design or articles or media or news, having sovereignty over that is going to be essential. And I think some of these applications that are coming out, and like Cassia and even the Crumpet Media and the media outlets, having the ability to own your IP and allowing companies to have access to your habits, but them paying you for that instead of them just making bank off it.
Yeah, 100%. It completely flips the script.
Yep.
And again, that's thanks to decentralization and permissionless. It's so cool. Kaspa, oh fucking hell! The more I think about Kaspa, sorry for swearing, but the more I think about Kaspa, it really does excite me of where this can actually go. And it's more than just a pipe dream, like, because things are happening now that couldn't happen a few years ago. That's why I don't actually like. I know we all in the community, we all have a laugh and we like make fun of Litecoin and things like that. But in all seriousness, I love the fact that technology just keeps advancing. And like from Bitcoin, we should love Bitcoin. I love the fact that Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash tried to scale Bitcoin. Like it's all different types of solutions to problems that people are trying to solve. And every time someone tries to solve it but doesn't get quite there, another solution gets made up or thought of. And so really the whole crypto, or a lot of the crypto space anyway, is just a lot of trying to make things better. And for me personally, I think Kaspa has done a really good job of getting us as close as we can to that. And that's what excites me. I think it's awesome.
That's the difference, I think, between, and again, not knocking Bitcoin. I've said it before, Bitcoin's, if they were the protest, Kaspa's the proposal. And I think this is what's happening now, is the developing community, the innovation that's happening. It's taking what, Satoshi wanted to do way back in the day, but then making it a solution-based, initiative, as opposed to we're waging war against the man, and I still think that needs to happen, F the banks and everything else. But I think what makes Kaspa different is that solution-based proposal, innovation. Let's make this for real world, assets, real world, needs, and working with real people. And I think that's the difference I see in the historic community when it launched, and now what we're seeing with Kaspa is there's a real solution-based mindset that, as we've seen on socials, is not there with some of these more classic communities.
I mean, when you think about it, Kaspa's quite a paradox, actually, isn't it? Because you can have true, and I mean like true cypherpunks. I'd even put like Izio and I think you've got a group called Cluster, and I don't know too much about it, but like you guys sound extremely cypherpunk, which is awesome. I love cypherpunk. But Kaspa seems to be able to allow users to be extremely cypherpunk, or help the big huge corporations streamline their processes even better, like even more, their businesses even more. It's like the weirdest paradox ever, where you can have one network that can service the cypherpunk dream but also service the mega industrial dream. It's weird, it's mental.
just hit me as you were speaking then, Chad. It's incredible. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going to go on from that one.
Question, Chris. You know, after this paradox realization, do you think, maybe a bit controversial here, but do you think news and updates about Kaspa is purposefully suppressed by other entities because of that fact?
Yeah, I really don't know. It's a strange one, isn't it? I don't know. If I had my tinfoil hat on, I'd say yes. I'd say they're suppressing it but I really don't know, man. I don't, because Kaspador, actually, you mentioned this when you went to, was it Malaysia? You said that you were actually quite shocked at how many people didn't know about Kaspa, and these were like people in the quite heavy in the crypto space, obviously.
Yeah, and yeah, I stand by that remark. I would say 8 out of 10 people had no idea about Kaspa. Again, which is a good thing because we are still, let's say, emerging. But it's obviously a bad thing because we are top 40, 50, right? And when it comes to the PA, we shouldn't fool ourselves like the retail is moving the needle. Never, ever. So if there are any, let's say, bigger forces, if you want to do some conspiracy theory now, for sure they're having the best of their time now, right? And I see people throwing out names saying, well, A is doing this, B is doing this, Max is doing this, Kef is doing this, my mother is doing this. I bet they have no clue who's doing what. This just imagine, and I remember this. I recall this so accurate. Bitcoin was like $20,000 or something. It was the all-time high of a few years back. I think it was like 2017 or something. And then it dropped up to $3,500, right? So 6 times almost. So imagine I have a friend, and he had like $50,000, sorry, euros. And he was like, should I buy a BMW X1 or should I buy 5 Bitcoins? And I never give financial advice. And he said, I'm going to buy the Bitcoin if it reaches 3,000. And he put a buy order at 3,000 and Bitcoin dropped to 3,100 or something. And he missed the buy. Then he bought the car, doesn't really matter. He forgot about crypto, and now Bitcoin is like 100 to 20,000, right? The same it goes with Kaspa, in my opinion. The PA, again, it's just a personal hunch. I have no TA expertise. I know nothing about price, and nor do I care. But seeing how it moves, and when it pumps, and it cannot go back, and then when it goes back and doesn't go up for months or years, right? Years, it's I would say months. So, in my opinion, there are bigger forces that are doing that, and no, it's not MEXC or KEF or whoever people are trying to blame for the lack of the action price. I think there are big players that know what they are doing, and we shouldn't fool ourselves. Even if 8 of 10, let's say, normies don't know anything about Kaspa, that the big guys are on the same boat. So if Mara is mining, if other big accounts are tweeting, if true, let's say, OGs in the crypto are reading the papers where Jonathan is mentioned from A to Z, right? You cannot think that they don't know about Kaspa. So the PA, the lack of the PA is making people bored. They will just sell their Kaspa, just another shitcoin. And I bet, and coming to Levendi's questions, where do I see myself in 5 years? I'm seeing myself, because I took a screenshot of Kaspa at 0.1 exactly. And I said we were going to be laughing at these prices. Obviously, this is not, let's say, unique. I saw this as well for Solana. Someone took a picture like it's a few cents or something, like $1, and everyone was mocking that person, saying, yeah. And then he came back after a few years, like 5, 6 years, and it was like, who's laughing now, right? So I expect the same for Kaspa, but of course, 99.9% of people are here for the money. Others are for the tech, others are for the evolution and of the technology. So yeah, to cut it short, I would say 99% sure that bigger forces are impacting and making everyone bored of the PA, and people will just drop it like any other shitcoin they have, and that's that.
I actually totally agree with that thesis. I think you're pretty much bang on, and I think I don't know. I think people that have been in crypto long enough are spoiled. We're all spoiled because you see when the crazy gains go, they go, and like it's no secret. But I think people get fooled by the fact that they think it should just go up forever, and it's like, no, you've got to have a bigger time frame than that, man. Like nothing goes up parabolic forever. Like it just doesn't happen. These are healthy corrections to a degree, and part of when you look at those little candles or whatever you trace on a chart, that is literally human emotion. That's been charted. That's all it is. And if you are a big player, especially a big player that's got can see something that in a network that is good, then you're going to want to bore people, like you said, Kasper. People get bored and go on to the next thing. You're going to want to bore people into selling that asset that is extremely valuable, because you need the buys and the sells. So you need to buy the sells basically, and if there is no one selling, you can't buy it. So you do it bit by bit over a long period of time, make them bored, and then yeah, we all know
Just shake it out, yeah. But again, I have no technical expertise, so it's just a random thought, and I guess time will tell, right? At the end of the day. And but I saw this remark on X, and I fully agree with it. If Kaspa fails, then the entire space is just a huge roulette casino, and we are just betting on red and black, and with the hope that we're going to win something, right? But for me, at least, knowing that I got so much from this ecosystem, true friends, and support, and true people. To be honest, and I know people won't believe this, but I really don't care about the PA. I just want to see how Kaspa will perform in a bear market, and I want to see Deck Knight, I want to see the ZK, I want to see the VProgs, whatever those are, and I need to do my homework. I want to see everything that Mr. Y is saying, Mr. Sutton, and Kodoro stuff and other guys are doing, right? So I think it's like a Kinder Surprise, right? You have it, and you are wondering what's inside, and obviously you can open it and find it out, and find out what the surprise was. Let's say, luckily for us, we cannot fast track and just open Kaspa to see what's inside. So we need to wait for the best to come. And yeah, if we are going to be a ghost chain, that's fine. But the road to that ghost chain or to that state was extremely pleasant, at least for me.
I would say that that's part of the game, to be on this side of the innovation. It's a double-edged sword. On the one side, you're against everything that people build their beliefs in, and on the other side, you have this big energy that came because you know this is an innovative solution, that you have to be smart to build basically all the ecosystem. So it's quite exciting, and I think this is our strength as a community, but as a project more globally, and probably that's what we should be remembering the most.
Yeah, these are still the early days, if I can say so. And the reason why is like, if you deploy tomorrow just a copy paste layer 2 or layer 1 or a fork of Bitcoin or whatever, right? You have all the technology and the stack ready. You just fork that repository and you are saying, look, we have the tools for the analytics. Look, we have the tools for staking. So we are moving so fast. We are doing so good. No, in fact, you're just copy pasting whatever others did, and you are innovating, so to say. You are not innovating anything. What Kaspa is doing, Kaspa is innovating. Kaspa cannot copy paste something out there and just say, I've deployed another layer too. Yeah, nice. Let's drop some shit coins and pump our bags, right? And everyone is going crazy. But that's, let's say, I would say, part of the people, or let's say of the space, are looking forward to. They don't care about innovation. They don't care about technology. But once Kaspa, hopefully, at least this is my let's say wishful thinking, once Kaspa hits the main stage and the real life, let's say, applications and companies will start using it, I don't know in what way, I'm just trying to imagine something, then people will appreciate the technology and the evolution, right? Until then, let's fork something, let's buy some shit coins and let's go crazy. And yeah, so yeah, Kaspa is a different beast. It's not like just another fork.
It's like priceless art that just keeps expanding. It's like ever changing priceless art. It's incredible. And yeah, I absolutely love seeing where it's going, and I'm just pleased that I'm in a community where the devs and the contributors are just next level, like genuinely next level. And going on to what you were saying as well, Kasper, about how it isn't just a copy paste thing. Like, this is completely new technology. That like and that's Kasper on as the layer one. Things that are built on top of that. All of these people, all of these developers have the same sort of, I wouldn't say problem, or I suppose it is a problem, but a good problem, of trying to actually handle that new architecture. So again, you can't really just copy paste onto Kaspa like protocols and things like that and projects. You have to figure out the architecture itself as well and adapt to it. So I think it's just, yeah, it's awesome, man.
You nailed this one, Chris, because I was having a discussion with the Casplex team, and at the end of the day, you could say, okay, let's take a layer 2 and just deploy it on Kaspa. But they said, man, you need to go to the EVM root on how that is being built, and you need to address core architecture, let's say, components to be able to build on top of Kaspa. So building a layer 2 on top of Kaspa, doesn't matter it's layer 2, layer 1.5, layer 1.1, it's a totally new different playground, right? So even let's say the most easiest forking a repo and deploying it on whatever other fork, it's very difficult on Kaspa. That's why you have Hydra and Casplex trying their best to deliver something that 100% works, right? Because yeah, we can let's say send something on mainnet and cross our hands of hoping that everything will work, or we can just go to the root components of Kaspa and EVM and try to deliver on that. So we are very early. And again, if we will be the same group in, let's say, 5-10 years from now, it's going to be an amazing time to discuss about these events and this, let's say, the topics that we were debating today on. It's going to be a very interesting one.
It certainly will. So I might even finally understand what a VPROG is in 5 years' time. But yeah, really well said, Kasper, and I totally agree. It's hard work for anyone building on Kaspa, because it is completely new architecture and it's a different beast and a faster beast than anyone's ever had to deal with on a proof of work. So I've got admiration for anyone who builds out on Kaspa, Casplex, Igra, any of you guys. I think you're doing an incredible job.
I think we're at the crossroads of, you know, Kaspa's developers and are making things or thinking about things that have never been thought of before. Yet they're trying to explain them in terms that we're used to. And so I think we're at a crossroads where we're going to start to see a whole new vocabulary. You know, we're trying to understand VPROGs and, you know, these things that there's terminology out there, and we can kind of like, you know, draw a line back to what it is and how it works. But I really feel like Kaspa's on the other side of things, where dreaming and thinking of things that never been done, and so a whole new vocabulary is going to come. And like you said, Chris, the developers, they have to learn how to build on this new architecture with new terms. It's like getting the plans to this epic structure, and it's, you know, it's in another language or something, and you've got to figure it out. And that's, I think it's an exciting time to be in. And that's, I think we're all saying this. It's you know, it's almost like at the AC DC wars, you know, where it used to be direct current, and then it's like, well, no, AC current's going to be the thing. Everyone and all the technology and everything had to switch and change and be redeveloped. I think we're at that crossroads now, and I think there was a tweet out. Somebody mentioned the word smart contracts, and Jonathan's like, yeah, everything you said is okay, but just take out the word smart contract. Like that term doesn't apply to what he's thinking about. So I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, it really is, and we get to be part of it just by being here, just by witnessing it. Yeah, history being made, and we got front row seats. It's absolutely incredible.
I love that, bro. Front row seats. Kaspa Warrior, welcome to the stage. You got your hand up. Everything all right? What's happening?
Yo, thank you for having me. I just wanted to say thank you for the space. It's always amazing to be here. I just noticed something because we were talking about how Bitcoiners not acknowledging the tech of Kaspa itself and how it will catch on. Recently, we had a space where someone said, so if Kaspa is this beautiful, why can Bitcoiners not just attack it? It's pretty easy to attack it. And it was a really funny space because they don't understand that it's a completely different algorithm. It's not the same thing. So yeah, I what do you guys think about this? They think they can just set the miner to a different algorithm and attack it.
Wait, they think they can switch a Bitcoin miner to a different algo and attack.
Yeah, they were like, oh, I don't think, they said, I don't think that Kaspa has a future, because if Bitcoiners wanted to attack it and do a 51% attack, even though selfish mining is not that economical, they could do it. And we told him that it's not even the same algorithm, and that you would have to get ASICs and completely new. Like there is a huge information gap in this.
I think a lot of see, I try to sympathise with like hardcore Bitcoiners as much as possible. I have to bite my tongue sometimes, because when they get a bit salty or a bit rude, I like to give the same energy back. If I receive energy, I like to give it back, but I try to bite my tongue a bit. But and there are some really rude fuckers out there, but I do try to sympathise with it as well, because Bitcoiners have had so many promises of, oh, this is the new Bitcoin, better Bitcoin, and I don't think Kaspa's a better Bitcoin. Kaspa's codes that will work for whatever purpose someone needs it for. It's not trying to replace Bitcoin. It's just trying to be what it is, and it's out there, and it's growing, it's evolving, and it's awesome to see. And I'd love Bitcoiners to join that journey. They can hold Bitcoin as well. I still hold Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I love Kaspa. It's just you use it for different things. I eventually, like, over time, something will probably be better than the other. For me personally, I think Kaspa, as it is better than Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean Bitcoin is useless. But what I'm trying to get at is I understand maybe the blasé sort of blow off of or brush off of another shit coin come along to take Bitcoin's place and whatever they think. But I don't know. I just think. I think if they start to, I don't know. Also, like from our point of view, like as Caspians now, we love Kaspa, absolutely love Kaspa. That's obvious. Would I hand on heart, if another project come along that said it was better, even slightly better than Kaspa, it achieved something that Kaspa hasn't, would we all hand on heart not defend Kaspa to an extent, to the same sort of extent? Like, I think there'll be a lot of people that would, because for some reason technology gets really culty, and yeah, I don't know. Like, like honestly, what would you think if?
A big factor of it is money, to be honest with you. If you've got all your bags and invested in something that you've seen increase and it's increasing constantly, I think the automatic thing is to back that up and bat anything away that comes at you, because you're truly invested, right? Saying that though, there are those out there that are invested very minimal amounts that echo what the others feel, and it's not right, if that makes sense. It just comes back to not wanting to get educated on things. But I think a big factor in this is money that's been invested.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think as well, like with what Kaspa War is saying, with on that space where they're saying that they can just switch algos and 51% attack Kaspa, like that's just, it's obviously misinformation, and it's not. There's no reality to that. But again, when you're in a sort of echo chamber, another Bitcoiner will hear that and think, oh, well, that's why I'm not investing in Kaspa, which is a shame. But that's also a reason to not live in an echo chamber. I love Kaspa. I love being in our Kaspa echo chamber. But I do think it is important to get out there as much as possible to other people, to other chains. And I think what, like Kaspa, I've seen you do it a lot with, and Kaspa Onion and people like that. You go on to other Bitcoin spaces and you just deal with whatever crap comes your way. But the beauty of that is you're actually helping fight that sort of misinformation, and there will be people, or possibly be people in those spaces that won't come up and speak. They just like to lurk, that will or may possibly look into Kaspa thanks to that. So I think that's really important. We get out of our echo chambers, not just us, any network. You get out of your echo chamber and you actually converse with other people, and again come to some sort of consensus.
Yeah. You know, to roll on off the back of that, coming out the echo chamber, a big way to do that is by attending all these events across the globe. If there's a crypto event happening in your city by another chain, by all means go there and represent Kaspa. Seek out what's building, and you'll see others asking you, what are you building? And that's your in. That's what happened when I went to the Ethereum 10th birthday event last month. It was awesome. I was fully expecting to get absolutely cussed out of it if I talked about Kaspa, but it was not the case, because people were genuinely interested in people there and building and innovating. Didn't matter if it was Ethereum's 10th birthday. There was genuine interest. People were telling me what they were building, and I was thinking, shit, man, that's fucking awesome. I met people that told me they were trying to monetize cookies. I know we had a conversation about this in the back end, like the cookies that we accept on browsers, and they've only gone and fucking done that, but they've built that on a different chain, which excites me. At the same time, they also asked me what was I doing, and we got into Kaspa. I got to explain to them that Ethereum played a big role with Kaspa's creation, especially with hashtag, and they were like, oh, what do you mean? How? Why to know about it? And then that got us into that whole conversation. So yeah, sorry, to all of that to say, like, the best thing is these events, man. Building OCB in the last 12 months has taught me this. Attending these events and genuinely having a conversation is what truly matters.
Yeah, and face-to-face events tend to go a lot more pleasantly than spaces where people just come up, shout racist abuse and all sorts of crap, because there's a real threat to be punched in the face if you do that. So yeah,
Always Indian because of my accent.
But no, I think I do. I think I think what you guys are doing is a fantastic job, and I think listening to people's arguments is also important because if someone's got something to say about Kaspa, I've always believed that if you genuinely believe in what you believe in, so for us, Kaspa, it should be able to be challenged. It should be you can fire as many questions and try to find a way to break it down, to find a flaw in Kaspa, because if there is a flaw, I want to know about it. Trust me. So I often like going to other spaces and things like that to try and see if anyone's got a legitimate argument against Kaspa, because if they do, I'd want to know about it. But so far, I've not found it. And actually, what that does is just strengthen my resolve and my conviction in Kaspa.
Tracy, what you're saying is totally true, and we are not going in spaces to mock the guys. We are literally just basically trying to make the argument for Kaspa, and also not immediately. Like if they are talking about Bitcoin, we are also talking about Bitcoin. But sometimes those people get triggered only seeing our names or logos, which is ridiculous, to be honest. But when we are getting the opportunity to talk about Kaspa, we want to be challenged. We don't want to just say it's the best. No, we want to know why do you think it's bad? Why do you think it's a scam? So even if it's a negative exposure with people saying racist stuff or not arguing at all and saying it's a shitcoin, it still opens the conversation for anyone who's interested. Why are they talking about this? Why would they do that? So even if it's one person, it's a win for the community. So the Kaspa Onion is also doing a lot of work, and many others. Like it's amazing.
I totally agree with you, man, and I think the ethos is good. I fully back what you guys are doing. I think it's good, and it does. It starts the conversations up. I can see MLFX got his hand up. How are you doing, sir? Good to have you up on the panel.
Hello guys, is my microphone alright? I've been fighting with this internet connection for like the past 30 minutes.
yeah, it's totally fine. I can hear you.
You're coming through perfect. Now, I've been seeing you fighting. Honestly, I wanted to say something, unmute my mic and say that you're stuck in the void. I've been seeing you coming up on stage, going down to the listeners. Bro, I'm glad it's working.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. I'm fine, thanks. Honestly, I think that at this point I would have connected through dial-up way faster than through my Wi-Fi. It's so terrible at this point. But yeah, eventually I figured it out. So that's the better end of the story. Anyway, I'm fine. Thank you guys for having me. While we're on the topic, I just wanted to mention, since we're on the security topic, just a little PSA, as in reference to one of the posts I've been making on Twitter, which I'll get to in a second. But always, whenever writing any sort of code with artificial intelligence, any AI tools like Cursor, GitHub Copilot, whatever you're using, always ensure user security. Never ever, if you're like, I would say, keeping user funds or manipulating with user funds in your application, never put AI on production. AI is amazing if you'd like to, create any utility functions or basically make your code cleaner if you prompt it properly. This is also really important. Plus, it saves a lot of time when I have really boring tasks, which are basically repetitive in my code. It really helps with that. However, the biggest problem is many people entrust AI with absolutely everything. They will just say, hey, they'll develop me a wallet, right? And then they say, hey, this wallet is out, check it out. And then you log into the wallet, and the problem is everything breaks. And now the seed is saved in raw text in your notepad because that's how AI chose to do it. So just a little PSA, and with Casplex Layer 2 coming up, there's definitely going to be a lot of new dApps, and it's going to be much easier to develop because at the moment you probably had to feed AI all the docs related to Kaspa, Kaspa WebAssembly, whatever. And now with Layer 2's coming, it's just going to be a matter of saying use Solidity, use Ethereum, because it's essentially Ethereum development at this point. So just little PSA for all the developers which are planning to create any sort of product. Always ensure user security. This should be your first priority, not how fast it should be released and not how fast your application should be. More specifically, you don't want to race it, as I think Ashton said in one of the posts on Discord and the announcements of Nacho as well. Don't rush anything. Do everything calmly. This is really important. Maybe just a bit. Maybe you might consider my talk just kind of like random trash talk, but trust me, I've seen cases of money disappearing due to terrible code and basically stupid vulnerability flaws, which are that simple to fix. So it's just a little PSA to all the developers to double check your application, and if you have the resources, request an external audit from a real human.
Malfect, you just stole my toy. I can no longer vibe code anything because of what you said.
I definitely did not mean to do that. Again, Cask Coffee, this situation was complicated, and even when I was looking at what happened, I could not comprehend how the hell the data just disappeared. It's a complicated story, but again, I guess it's a lesson learned to always do backups. That's one of the other important things, and yeah.
I'm just pulling your leg, man, of course.
Nah, no worries. And yeah, about my Twitter, as you can guys probably see, I've started doing some posts recently. That is because I've been getting so bored that it's going to be one of my other things that I'm doing. And yeah, I'm hoping to create some simple educational content. Of course, in my area of knowledge, I'm not a backend developer or anything, but I can definitely give a couple of suggestions or basic analysis. And preferably, one of the more exciting things would be all the teasers of the products that I'm working on. I've talked about the Cast Media Analytics. Okay, I did not talk about anything, but I was talking about a new platform coming up for Cast Media, and it's coming up pretty soon, hopefully this week. If everything goes right, we have the platform ready for production essentially right now. So yeah, hope everyone is excited about this one, and we will be launching it very soon. So that's it from my side. Just wanted to mention, always ensure user security as your first priority. Never ever ignore it. This should be your first priority, first of all, and always. So yeah, maybe out of trash talk, but again, I really wanted to mention it because I know mistakes like this will happen in Casplex, and it would be amazing if we could mitigate at least most of them. And of course, the almighty and amazing time-locked contract. Never ever ask AI to create you a time-locked contract or a multi-sig wallet with smart contracts. No, trust me, you are not getting your money out of that.
If you're gonna do that, you might as well ask me for my wallet. I'll gladly give it over.
Yeah, I think that's a better solution. And at least you're sponsoring an initiative.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm with you, Casper. It's just ruined my toy as well. I was going to ask AI to code up VProgs for me, and then put a pull request in. See.
and then show to Mr. Y, look, I already developed the VProgs.
I sort of want to just try to see what AI would spit out, and then just show Michael and say, "What do you reckon?"
So as we've been having this conversation, several listeners have already been doing that. I've been pinning them up on the top of the jumbotron. Worth to have a flick through.
No way, really?
Well, yeah, to explain.
Oh right, not to code it. All right.
No. To explain. But taking that explanation, you can copy paste and ask it to code it for you.
Oh dear, imagine that. Email effect, a really good point though, and yeah, you're top guy for the space. So appreciate your time and efforts.
Thanks, appreciate it. As a matter of a fun fact, right when Grok 4 from X released, one of my friends tried to code the whole DAG night using it, and surprise, it did not work. So yeah, I guess that we might have to wait for DAG night a bit more. He did not succeed in the implementation, and it was not production ready yet. But who knows, maybe Grok 5 will solve the issue instantly.
Yeah, more like Grok 58, man. Fucking hell. There's no chance, bro. Something that complex, man. Come on.
Oh, I love that though. Someone actually tried to vibe code Dagnite. Oh, imagine that.
It only took Mr. Y fucking what 10 years of research more.
Yeah, he should have just waited for Grok.
Fuck's sake. Oh goodness. I see Jace is up here. Good evening, Jace. How are we doing, man?
Yeah, good, bro. Yeah, this has been a great space. I mean, this alpha's just been non-stop. That V-Progs thing actually is pretty next level, and I guess my understanding of it is it's kind of like smart contracts 2.0. It's like how I would think. It's self-contained programs that can still communicate instantly with each other. So there would be or that would enable atomic transactions. And like a truly composable execution layer across multiple L2s. Because this is one of the issues, with ETH is all of this fragmentation of liquidity and all that sort of stuff across all the different L2s. So I think for DeFi, on Kaspa, Kaspa and IGRA, this will be like a real game changer, right? Because like that's definitely one of the biggest headaches, and value often gets stuck or isolated in rollups or siloed chains. But I think this VPROGS concept can really cut through that. Like you can allow liquidity to traverse and transactions to traverse and move atomically across Kasplex and IGRA. So I think for us at Kaspa Finance, like this would open the door for deeper liquidity and more sort of, would you say, different things. Like for example, they could provide liquidity on Kasplex and still be able to access it on IGRA. And for like the lending and borrowing, same sort of deal. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's funny you were talking before about the technical jargon, like what Chad was saying. Yeah, I mean, we all have to assimilate to it in the space, right? So it's in the same context you could say as like creative generative AI space. Like you need to learn about inference models, LoRa's, fine-tuning models, safe tensors models, token context windows, especially for doing vibe coding. And for example, vibe coding, Claude 4.1 can't even figure out how to create a token account on Solana and trigger a transaction properly in Phantom. So I think we're a bit far off all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I just also wanted to, while I'm here, just a quick update on some of the stuff that we're working on as well. Shameless plug, of course. So yeah, gymlaunch.fun. We've got a bubbles chart now that's live. So like the classic bubble charts you see when a lot of your crypto YouTubers start up, and they're often on the bubbles charts. Well, this one's just for KRC20 tokens. So yeah, I mean, it's just very basic at the moment with 24 hours performance. But yeah, that'll tap into the Kaspa Finance indexer that Mirza created for more granular information on Kaspa in the future. And yeah, Kaspa Finance now supports 30 languages. And yeah, we're about to announce the winners for the social campaign for the airdrop for Kaspa Finance too. So yeah, just thought I wanted to add a couple of little things there. But yeah, the VPROG sounds really promising. I love the idea of that. And I think that's going to be massive for us in Kaspa.
I love the fact that you mentioned about the bubble maps. What's your variation, the name of it?
Beg your pardon?
Is it bubble maps that you're calling it, or you're calling it a different name?
Yeah, I guess it's like a bubble chart, bubble map. Yeah, it's basically, yeah, it just shows you like, and it's been created so that the biggest bubbles and ones with like the most movement, they kind of glow in this like bigger green. It's teal and like a light red. Teal because Kaspa. And then the green ones
awesome.
Yeah, and then the green ones are your big movers. And by default, it's big movers, but you can go by market cap. So you can see Nachos up there, and Zealous as well is pretty much always the biggest bubbles. And then you can see volume and stuff as well. So it kind of gives you a sneak peek, if you're like, oh, what's trending today? Well, is it poverty, or is it slow, or is there a new one? You know what I mean? Like you can see all the crazy memes going around. And these memes
absolutely. So the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because bubble maps does already exist, and I was going to say about the World Liberty Fi thing that Trump launched today was shown all on bubble maps before it dropped, warning everybody, which is why I wanted to bring it up. As I like that feature, man, I'm glad that you built it because it helps a lot to see bundled launches to differentiate and make up your mind on whether to invest or not. So awesome that you built one for KRC20.
Yeah, it does say down the bottom, it's not intended for financial advice, obviously. We have to put that little disclaimer in.
No, of course. Of course, you could, yeah, absolutely. Each to their own, but I use that as one of the tools to help me make my mind up where to park my money.
That's it.
There is no investing in a product there for the sake of using the tool. It's just an extra tool that can help you differentiate things. And it's really good. Honestly, it's really, really good because if you go there, and the way that I'm thinking the bubble maps exist, you guys got similar features, and I love the coloring that you made it. Actually, that's good. That's good that you changed it.
Yeah.
But the way it really works, it just really analyzes everything in your face, and you can see exactly what's going on. So,
yeah, that's
awesome.
it. And I guess the big thing about the main bubble maps that you see is, you know, they'll very rarely have your KRC20 tokens in there. I mean, one day they will. I'm sure one day they will, but for the time being, it's just, I think for us Caspians, one sort of place we can go and see, you know, what the latest trends are as well. Just the narratives as well. You can see, you know, the turtles are doing the rounds, or now it's the poverty guy, or whatever other narrative comes along. I just love the space. I'm kind of a bit of a degen at heart, so I love just sort of watching it evolve and grow. And as you said, like, you know, there'll be project coins and stuff that come along, like Zealous or Kaspa.com or whatever tokens come up will be there, right? So you'll see, you know, if Kezia launch a token or whatever, you know, you'll be able to see just the progress, and that visual feedback is quite nice. Just that one stop, you're like, oh, this bubble's huge. What's going on there? You know what I mean? Like, what's that thing all about? Yeah, I don't know. I like the bubble maps personally, so I figured that KRC 20s could do with one.
Yeah, I mean,
are you sorry Chris, I wanted to ask, I just fighting with my mic again. But are you planning on integrating EVM as well
into that bubble map?
Yeah.
This is going to be for Kaspa only.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about, EVM on Kaspa.
Oh yeah, so we're going to use so we're going to tap into Merz's indexer, so the KRC, so the one for Casplex, and then eventually Merzer will create one for I believe I think that would be different for Igra and for Casplex, but yeah, he's already got an index that he's created, so we're just going to tap straight into that, which will have all the Casplex KRC20s, all the native L1 KRC20s, just pretty much everything that is Kaspa is just going to be there, essentially.
Awesome. That is really good, because there's a few launch pads coming out, and this is going to be a great tool to help the cause. So,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so like the Moonbound GG, our own gem launch, and Kaspa.com's got their own launch pad coming as well. So yeah, it'd be good to just sort of one-stop place, I guess, just to see where all of the action's happening, and, you know, we'll be able to put on the within the bubble or within the little pop-up window, you know, where it was launched, all that sort of stuff. So you'll be able to sort of see, you know, where to go to get the best liquidity, I guess, for that, for trading and stuff like that. So yeah.
Fucking awesome, man. Shove that up Zach XBT's and show him the tools that has been built on Kaspa now, huh?
Yeah, it's great. I really love it.
No, but hats off to Zach XBT. I'm not cutting. He's doing an amazing job. He's just, yeah, he does have his days as well.
Oh, every Bitcoiner does again.
we got
Maxis.
We got Cat Dog, so fuck him. He won't listen to this space anyway. But no, I think I personally, I love seeing lots of different protocols being built out on Kaspa. I really don't like monopolies at all. So as many decent projects that are getting built out and true projects, I think it's such a good thing for Kaspa and the ecosystem. Like, choice is a good thing, and yeah, I love it. Just also touching back on VProgs again, this is going to be my final attempt to try and understand VProgs on this show anyway. So with VProgs, as you understand it, it sort of really does push atomic composability, which means that you're sort of cutting out another middleman.
in terms of you can do multiple transactions within one transaction, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so that's composability. So within smart contract operations, you can have multiple operations within a single set. Essentially what this would do is, and this is based on my own understanding, it could be incorrect, but you could have some sort of DeFi transaction or something like that that could trigger essentially on both without bridging, as long as it's sitting within a vprog. So it could do something on IGRA and then do something on Casplex within one single transaction. So that's I think that's the simplest way to explain it, is that it blurs the lines between L2s and allows one single action to take place within a single transaction, or multiple actions across multiple L2s in one single transaction. Hopefully that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I think it does to me anyway. So that would, from my little understanding there, that would solve liquidity issues on separate L2s.
Yeah, so if you're in a DEX and you want to swap to another token, but the liquidity depth is quite shallow for that token on one L2, but it's a lot more filled out on the other L2, well, it will just swap straight across to the other one. I guess it would just bring it over, I guess, but without bridging. So yeah, I mean, again, I only just discovered it, right? So this is just my understanding of how it could work. But based on that, and I mean, this is something that EVM should be doing. So as in Ethereum's EVM should be doing, because the liquidity fragmentation and their just L2 fragmentation is just getting out of hand. There's like a new L2 spun up every day, and it's just like, what is it today? Is it base, or is it Arbitrum, or is it mega ETH, or whatever thing comes next? It's just like, it's a bit of a I don't know. I don't want to trash ETH, obviously, but it's just it gets a bit much, and then it's just like where should I be parking my capital? It's completely isolated, completely fragmented. Whereas this whole vprogs concept, I think this is just it means that even if other L2s come along for Kaspa, especially when we got like 100 BPS plus, for example, and we do start scaling out even more on Kaspa, maybe there will be other L2s that pop up or something like that, just to divvy out, different ecosystems or whatever. Maybe a Hyperliquid will spin up or whatever that's on its own chain, but the base chain is on the Kaspa L1, because it is one of the greatest out there. Let's be honest. Well, then it just means if they build with vprogs and stuff like that, it means that if there's some sort of DeFi product that's rotating capital around between different DeFi protocols, lending and borrowing protocols, or whatever. Like I think of something like Lulo on Solana, which basically you put stable coins in there, or Solana, and it automatically moves it around to wherever the best yield is. It means it basically breaks that barrier and stops the L2 from being something that, because you can't really bridge in that circumstance. So it would be able to just basically, oh, well, this lending and borrowing protocol on IGRA has 10% on stable coins, and the best yield you can get on stable coins is 5% on the best Casplex option. So let's just hop over to IGRA, right? Without bridging. I mean, that's massive, because you don't want to have to bridge stuff. Like bridging is, obviously adds it adds risk. Let's be honest, like bridging adds risk. So without having to bridge, you're getting access to that higher yield or that strategy or whatever without having to hop across a bridge.
I really appreciate your take on that. And yeah, that does make a lot of sense to me. And like you said, if that is how vprogs could work, that's huge for DeFi. Like that's like, yeah, absolutely fucking huge for DeFi. So I hope that your take on vprogs is actually what they're trying to achieve, because that would be massive.
Yeah, hopefully I haven't butchered it.
No, bro, I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody knows what vprogs are apart from Jonathan and Michael, and Coda of Stuff, maybe. Like, it's like, is this new stuff? Like, is a vprog a completely new thing that's been thought of here, or is this something that's been researched before but never been able to be implemented properly? Do you know?
Well, to my understanding, I haven't heard about it spoken about on any other chain. So, and even, I mean, Cosmos obviously has their interoperability, all that sort of stuff. But again, there's not ease of access from the subchains. So it's not, I mean, that's always been the dream, I guess, when it comes to Cosmos, the Cosmos ecosystem, but I guess it hasn't really been realized. And with EVM, I don't know if there's even any talk of it, to be honest. Like, maybe there has been talk about it, but it probably gets shut down for whatever reason, because they're like, it compromises this or that, or I don't even know. But I mean, it feels like people here in the Kaspa ecosystem are a lot more hungry for innovation. Whereas I feel like, the sort of Ethereum ecosystem is quite stagnant. And again, I'm sorry to any ETH maxis on the call here, but that's just my take on it anyway.
I don't think you're going to get much challenge there. I think this is a space full of Caspians, I think. So, yeah, I don't think anyone will disagree with you there.
Safe hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Safe space.
Safe space, yeah. No, really appreciate your explanation on that. I think it's cleared things up for me a little bit more. Anyway.
Yeah, big ups, bro. Cheers.
I need to research a lot more, but yeah, it's helped me out, certainly. Thank you.
Nice, my pleasure.
If that plays out to how you've explained it, then it's fucking huge, bro. Honestly, I agree with Chris that I was just thinking, as you were saying, so then bridging existing tokens now before VProgs are in place still won't even really matter because it will still work, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I guess we'll have to watch the space and
shit, but
yeah, see how it builds out, and watch for white papers, and listen to the big brains in the space for more information as it comes out.
Yeah, good call out. Exciting times ahead, man. All of these innovations and additions to the eco is fucking awesome, honestly. Chris, I think we've reached that time of the night. I've got quite a lot of news to break on Crumpet Media, and I'm eager to send that out, to be honest. I've heard a lot of alpha tonight, and I've saved a bit of a few news that broke over the last day or so. So I'm going to slide into doing that shortly.
Bro, so many people have commented about how well the Crumpet Media account, the X account, is just breaking news all the time. And anyone listening, it's all Levendi. He's puts together these breaking news segments, and I love them. I think they're fantastic. Although I would love them, I'm biased, but they are incredible. So massive props to you for doing that, man. It's really, really helpful for the space.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. I mean, I try my best to cover everything I can catch. Unfortunately, we got things that we do day to day that hinders that at times. But I really do try my best to catch everything. And today I added a whole lot of more people into the Crumpet Media group chat here on X, and already they've been helping me out a lot, sending me posts in there as reminders, which I'm very, very grateful for. I had some DMs from some of them today, which prompted me to add everyone in that chat. So if you're listening to this and you'd like to help the cause, but help me not miss breaking news so I can cover it on Crumpet Media, let me know. Give me a shout somewhere, DM or comment, reply somewhere, and I'll add you to that chat. I really, really will appreciate all the reminders, honestly.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap up because I've run out of brain juice. I'm knackered and I need to get to bed. So just before we do go, does anybody on the panel have anything they want to say before we close out? I'll start with you, Kaspa. Have you got anything you want to say?
I said a lot. No, thank you so much. This is just another awesome show that you guys are putting together. So big thank you for this. I really enjoyed this one, like I always do. But I don't know why I like this one the best out of all. So thank you for this, and keep it up.
Really appreciate that, Kaspa. It means a lot coming from you. So thank you. Chad, have you got anything you want to add before we close out?
No, it's been great. one of the things I really enjoy is seeing people that I may interact with online in DMs and such. But to hear your voices and hear your point of views is awesome. So just I'm not going to start making a list, but just to all you guys that are out there building stuff, and I'm interacting with you and or not, but just really good to see you on the show and in these spaces where we can hear voices and you know, have a dialogue and discuss things and brainstorm. It's amazing. So I'm like you, Chris. I'm a normie. I I push pixels. You know, I'm I'm not a coder, and I don't even understand most of the stuff that happens technology wise. But it's great to be in a space like this where you know you can be a normie and still you know be welcome. And thanks to all those that are trying to make the technology simple or you know a little more digestible. And that's one of the things I appreciate about the Kaspa devs and others in the space and the ecosystem developers. Um, they're not just you know hiding in a cave, but you can access them, and that's just it's a great environment. So thanks.
Totally agree, man. It is an incredible environment to be in and a community to be in, because yeah, I mean we're almost at a point that we can just about understand 0.5% of what a VPROG is, thanks to the community members coming together and trying to work it out. So yeah, it is a really cool space. And on your point there, Chad, as well, like because a lot of us in the space aren't coders or developers, but we can do something. Everyone's talented in their own way, and you don't just have to contribute. You don't just have to be a coder or a developer or an engineer to contribute towards Kaspa. You can be someone who's artistic, or you can be someone who's a good marketer, or you can be someone just talk about Kaspa, learn about Kaspa, talk about it, and that's what makes the world go round. So yeah, everybody's got something they can do towards Kaspa, so do it. No one's stopping you. So yeah, appreciate you, Chad. And Jace, do you have anything you want to add before we close out?
No, I definitely waffled on enough. Thanks for giving me a soapbox. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the community in the space. And yeah, we're all learning together, and you know, that's what it's all part of. That's what it's all about, right? We're all at different parts of our journey, as I've said on a few of their spaces before, and you know, all it takes is hearing just enough, and then you know, doing a few ChatGPT searches or whatever, and you start to you get these aha moments, and then all of a sudden things start to make more sense and clear up, and then that sort of lays the foundation for you know the next lot of things that you learn or whatever, and then all of a sudden it just spirals into you know just basis level of understanding, and then onto more advanced levels, or you know intermediate, and so on and so forth. So you know it doesn't matter how much you want to learn, or if you just want to know the basics, that's fine. Like it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I guess we're all part of the journey, and yeah, it's really fun to be a part of it, and I'm sure the community can attest to that.
Totally agree, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Levendi, I'll let you do your thing, and then I can do my corny little line, and we can close out.
Thanks, man. Well, firstly, I want to say a huge shout out and thank you, big thank you to cryptopumpz, as Chris would call him. Really do appreciate you live streaming this show each and every week, man. Live on X and also on YouTube. Your intro was fucking killer, and I love the way that you've added your transfer of CAS all around the world into it as well. Awesome, man. I really do appreciate you for doing that. Thank you, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Berlin, man. Meeting you for the first time face to face, if you can make it down there. It would be awesome. It will be awesome to have a drink with you. Yeah, other than that, thank you to everybody that came to the show today, whether you was a listener or up here on stage. I really appreciate each and every single one of you and your time. Thank you so much for the love and all the kind words in the space and behind the scenes. Without you, we wouldn't be here each and every single week and day on the timeline, participating and helping the eco grow. So big shout out to every single one of you in this space. It's a good night from me, and Chris, over to you, man.
yeah, just echoing what Levendi said there. Massive thanks to everybody who participated on the panel and took the time to tell us about what you're working on. And yeah, we dug into some cool stuff as well. And yeah, huge thank you to the audience, because without you, we wouldn't have a show. So we do really appreciate your time as well. And we hope you enjoyed it. We also hope you came for the blockchain, but stayed for the banter. Massive shout out to CryptoPumpz before I forget. Love you, man. Make sure you go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Terrific guy. And yeah, grow like, yeah, just my brain's gone. I'm going to sleep. I'm sorry. Have a good
Well, good night, guys. See you